Aren't y'all tired of these clout-chasing, no chemistry having, over-the-hill gatekeeping radio podcast hosts who just provide no culturally concise commentary? We actually got something for that.
This is Touchdowns and Tangents,
might get checks for the same
your weekly spot for NFL takes, topical tangents, and context for the culture.
What do you mean?
So,
What do you mean?
tune in, because you never know if you're going to get a take, a tangent,
Explain yourself.
but either way,
Help
it's
me
a
understand.
touchdown.
Help me understand. Help me understand.
Woo! Hit my snare. Where's the snare?
Wait a minute.
Wrong one.
Jamaican DJing it.
What's up, good people? Live from the TDT house is Pete D. Camarillo, and he is.
Kenneth and PC Barry.
And we are your Thursday night spot for NFL takes, topical tangents, and concise commentary for the culture. As always, got a jam-packed show for you this week. Lots of news and injuries and games to react to and talk about. But yeah, before we get to that point, me and Kenny were having a compelling conversation off air, and I just decided to, hit record. So Kenny, if you want to bring this to fan court,
Dog,
we will.
First off, no, this is like human being court. Sir, why the fuck is Beauty and the Beast your favorite childhood cartoon? Were you touched by
No,
an
I
Annie?
said Disney movie. I didn't say childhood cartoon.
Same difference.
No, it's not.
Why
Totally
is
different.
Why is Beauty
What's
and the
your
Beast
favorite Disney movie?
I don't have one.
Can you say Jungle Book or Lion King?
Why? That's racist. as
That's
fuck.
what I mean.
That's racist.
But that's what
Why
I
would you
mean.
jump to?
But
why would
that's
you
what
jump
I mean.
To Jungle Book.
I'm just saying.
No. Fuck that.
I'm just
what
saying.
about me says the bare necessities?
Your name's literally Barry.
Fuck you, bro.
Yeah, that's why you
That's
know the
racist.
fucking words. That's why you know the
Because me and my
fucking words.
grandfather, before he died, used to sing
I
that
know you
shit.
had that shit
It was
on
lit.
VHS, and I know you was watching that shit on loop.
If you didn't
one
have the
time
orange, if you didn't have the
when your
orange,
mom was sleeping on a
if
Saturday.
you didn't have the orange Rugrats tape, I don't really respect you or your struggle in life.
And by the way,
I think you had it
that
easy.
shit you said about the Rugrats being dead, that was a whole fake news. I spent like a whole half hour debunking that.
I never said that
By
was
the
real.
way,
That's just
so
a
thanks for gaslighting
No,
me
that's
on
a
that.
fan theory that's existed for like 10 years.
I know, and I just discovered
People
it,
who
and I
got
went
out
into
of
a
AA
fucking deep ass wormhole, and it was
Yeah.
just a dead end cul-de-sac.
Made you run through childhood trauma you didn't even know was there. It was just chilling.
But yeah, so what is your favorite Disney movie? Since you're gonna shit on mine,
I don't really have one.
exactly. So you can't shit on mine. What
No,
the fuck?
but there's like I have a top 5.
Make it a top 3.
101 Dalmatians.
That's weak.
Nah, but like I liked it for a different reason because I hated Cruella de Vil. I just like don't like old bitchy white women. So when they get their
The original Karen.
the original Karen, Cruella de Vil, even though in the live action movie her parents got killed by Dalmatians, it was fucking dumb. It was just fucking dumb. But I mean, see, does All Dogs Go to Heaven count as a Disney movie?
I don't know if that's Disney. I don't think that's Disney.
See, I wasn't really a Disney person growing up like that.
So then you can't shit on me for saying Beauty and
But
the
I
Beast
watch
is one of my
Disney
favorite,
all the
bro.
time. But like, it's kind of rough because it's like, well, where do you draw the line? Like Disney, a Goofy movie is Disney, right? That's my
but
one.
that's kind of like the B list.
What
Disney
the fuck? Are
family.
you serious? Powerline, Tevin Campbell, bro. This is how I know you ain't touched with your black side,
That's kind of the
Bro.
That's kind of the B list,
bro.
That's-
Get the fuck out of here.
I
The
don't
Goofy
even know-
movie is a great.
I don't even know
fucking-
if Goofy movie was ever in theaters.
It was actually.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure it was because I went and saw it. Yeah, hot like Oakland Century Theater back in the day before they rebranded. Man, you could see all types.
Yeah, it
of movies.
was April 7th, 1995.
Exactly. I'm telling you what I know, what I lived through.
But yeah, that's kind of the B list track for me.
That's not B list, bro.
What was
Okay.
the other one you said? Oh, All Dogs Go to Heaven.
All dogs.
That
it was
movie's
all-
trash, kind of.
that shit was not trash.
You don't even have a dog, bro. That's weird.
I always wanted a dog. My family had a dog. Her name was Lady. She died. She
Why is
died
everyone's dog named Lady?
because she.
That's
was,
in my top 5.
She was a lady.
Lady and the Tramps in my top 5.
I feel like that's because we were born in single mother households and we needed a man to come save us. So we became the man that took on a bunch of bastard children that didn't belong to us. That's why I shy away from those movies because I'm like, oh, this feels like something that would come up in therapy. If you ask me why I really like that, it's like, oh, because a man came in and saved those kids, even though they weren't his kids. I'd be like, how does that? The therapist is like, how does that relate to your life? And I'm like, fuck.
No, All Dogs Go to Heaven is not Disney.
It's not Disney. What is it then?
Some weird
Oh shit.
Irish production house. It actually dropped on the same day as Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I never fuck with Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid's in my top 10.
I never cared about. See some of the like even then like
Oliver and Company.
Bambi's up there.
Oh my god!
It was
bro.
emotionally jarring. Fuck you.
Fuck Bambi.
Is Lion King Disney?
Yes.
Then Lion King is one. In Goofy movie.
Yeah, Oliver and Company was Disney, so that's in my top 5.
See, I gotta go
Lilo
back
and
to
Stitch is in my top 3.
I gotta roll back to the Rolodex.
Lilo and Stitch is in my top 3.
I watched a lot of shit that I thought was Disney, but it was
Coco's definitely top 3.
Paramount.
Coco's definitely top 3.
See, are we going full nostalgia or just like because you didn't watch that when you were a child? You watched it when you were an adult.
Okay.
So you gotta talk about movies, Disney movies from when we were kids.
And Incredibles is in the top 5, even if it's not when we were kids.
Incredibles like usurps kid movies to it's a real life movie. Like I put Incredibles up there with like Boys in the Hood.
Okay, so then do it this way. What's your top 5 Disney characters, regardless of movie?
Okay, see now we cooking. Now we cooking with grease. Goofy. He's
Okay.
up there.
Okay.
Mufasa.
Damn. Okay.
Man, even
The original Killmonger.
I mean, technically, Mufasa was probably a bad guy too, because lions kill cubs that aren't theirs. So, where the fuck all them females cubs come from? Your Mufasa, like, I don't know. That's a whole.
Okay, so that's 2.
See, I'm trying to remember if the movies I watched were actually Disney, because now I'm thinking it might be Paramount or some shit or Warner Brothers. I was gonna say All Dogs Go to Heaven, but you said that's not Disney. Lady and the Tramp. No, I wasn't Lady and the Tramp. Fuck the Aristocats. That was my shit.
That movie is a quiet sleeper.
That
I
shit
don't
was-
remember any of the characters from that.
Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. That shit slaps, bro.
I don't remember the characters.
Everybody
though.
Wants to Be a Cat. It's the mom, the femme fatale, whatever.
But we're talking characters, not movies now. We're talking characters. We moved past the movie part.
Okay, shit, is it Mobley?
Yeah, from Jungle Book.
No, this is another dude named Mobley. I'm thinking of a different universe. Fuck. See, I'm getting my shit crossed because I watched.
Yeah, you watch Disney movies, bro.
I watched so many Disney movies. I just never had a
clearly
preference.
You didn't, bro.
No, I didn't
Clearly
have
you
a
didn't.
preference. I just watched it. Like movies stuck out to me.
All right.
Characters.
I'm going Lilo. I mean, I'm going Stitch.
You're going modern era. I'm not going modern
Stitch.
era.
No, I'm going Disney. Period. I'm going Stitch.
Yeah, so that's
I'm going Miss Incredible.
that don't count. That don't count. See,
I'm going Genie.
See,
I'm going Genie.
This man going for sexual reasons. and
I'm
shit.
going Genie. I'm going Tramp.
You like Lady and the Tramp?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go
I still feel like
Oliver.
All Dogs Go to Heaven
Oliver
was a
and
Disney
Company.
movie. I feel like that was a Disney movie.
Buzz.
Whoa.
Sebastian.
Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah, Sebastian.
Toy Story's Disney?
Yeah, of
It's
course.
Pixar, isn't it?
Pixar's Disney, dumbass.
Fuck. Okay, well then Toy Story. See, now my list changes because I was like trying to divide Pixar.
I already said Incredibles was part of it.
I know, but I forgot about that. Go back.
Yeah,
really
you
to
don't,
my-
you don't know.
No, I
Disney,
watched
man.
the shit. No, like
Beast is like number 8.
yeah, you're a weirdo for that, bro.
8.
I don't understand that one. Beast.
Who else would I relate to in the fucking Prince
You're Gaston
universe?
in that movie, and you know it.
That's fucked up.
You're fucking Gaston.
That's fucked up, dog.
You're Gaston, and you know it.
That's fucked up.
You're
man.
Gaston and
That's
you know
fucked
it.
up. I wouldn't say that to you.
Because
That's
you can't.
fucked up, bro.
Because you can't.
That's fucked up.
Because who am I in that movie?
You're fucking
Don't call me
Aladdin's
the,
foil.
Don't call me the
I
chandelier.
don't even know that dude's name.
Nigga, don't call me a dish or a plate or a fucking teacup.
No, the fucking
The little teapot's son.
No, the Sultan, the evil Sultan. Not Aladdin's,
There was
not
no-
Jasmine's dad.
You're mixing up movies.
Jafar.
I'm not Jafar. That's
Yeah, you're
racist.
Jafar, bro.
First
You're
off,
Jafar.
we just talked about two different movies.
You're Jafar.
You're talking about First, you talked about Beauty and the Beast, and now you're talking about Aladdin. Those are two different movies.
Well, I'm just saying, I thought of the worst character I could call you since you just called me fucking
Gaston. Because you are Gaston.
I'm not Gaston.
Nigga, you
bro.
have Gaston qualities.
That's fucked up,
you have
bro.
Gaston energy sometimes.
No, I don't.
Yes,
That's
you
fucked
do.
Up, bro.
Okay, who are you? You can't be the Beast.
I'm the Beast, obviously.
You can't be the fucking old man?
No, I'm the Beast.
You sure about that?
Yeah, man.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, man.
Do you see yourself as a tragic figure?
Yeah, everyone thinks.
Were you cursed by a woman at a young age?
Yep. And everyone thinks I'm one way when I'm really another way.
I don't think that's the right movie to compare you, because there's like
you just can't let me have anything.
No, like I wouldn't call you a heel per se.
Anyway, so that's 8.
I just don't think that you should.
Frozo number 9. Mad.
I would call you Dash.
Mad.
I would consider you Dash, not Frozo.
Mad from Inside Out.
Ooh, I gotta go back on.
Or Coco. Those are my top 10 Disney characters right there.
Oh fuck! See.
All right, man. Well, we had to just start the show off with a tangent because Kenny had a lot of opinions about Disney despite not remembering any fucking movies.
I watched so many, bro. I watched so many Disney movies in daycare as a child with my sisters, my family. Like, I mean, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas isn't Disney, is it?
I don't think so. I think that's Nickelodeon. Paramount.
Yeah, see, I fuck with Nickelodeon heavy. That was my upbringing, but Disney was like, oh, this is cool, but like other than like, I mean, clearly I relate to Simba.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm probably Mufasa.
Probably a hyena.
I'm definitely not a hyena. Fuck you. I wasn't going to call you Scar. I was going to call you Rafiki. Piece of shit. See, I was going to give you a compliment. I was going to call you Rafiki. You just over here like.
What's the warthog? Timon.
And Pumbaa.
Pumbaa.
I mean, are you and I Timon and Pumbaa? Is that what this is?
I'm not skinny, bro.
Yeah, you're definitely not skinny.
But I am a scumbag.
No, but you have
Those guys were scumbags.
You have body dysmorphia too.
Those guys were scumbags.
He literally said, "Turn your back on the kingdom. Fuck them people."
Yeah, definitely scumbags.
And that broad that you brought around, fuck her too.
I mean, they weren't. All right, so Thursday night football happened. 49ers walked off with a win over the Giants. Giants fall to 1-2 with their only victory coming against the Texans. Debo went off in my fantasy league. Shout out to our homie Andrew getting his ass cooked in our league. And, the 49ers have a really fucking easy schedule the first 3 games. I don't know how they managed that, but
Christian McCaffrey. It's the script. Christian McCaffrey gave me 22.9 points.
yeah, he had a big, I think it was a touchdown reception.
He had like a 4-yard touchdown run.
I thought he had a long one too. Pause.
Hello? Hi.
Hello. Hi. You're late for
Hi.
class. Take a seat.
Sorry, I fell asleep on the couch.
Typical college. Don't just play.
Old women make magnanimity.
Wait, what?
What'd you say?
Old women make anony.
Just say no country for old McNanamies. How about that?
Burrow Buchanan.
You guys know I can't talk.
I feel like you said that. I feel like saying that word is equivalent of playing Jackson Ladder.
But yeah, so now the Niners have the Cardinals. Weak.
Sweep.
Then they got the Cowboys.
Must be a sweep.
Then they got the Browns. Then they got the Vikings. Then they got the Bengals. Those 2 teams could go either way. Jaguars, Bucs, Seahawks, Eagles, Seahawks, Cardinals, Ravens, Commanders. So really, they could only have 2 or 3 losses.
But where do you stay healthy?
I mean, with that cakewalk of a schedule.
I mean, it don't matter about the cake. You get to the NFC title game and play the Eagles. I don't know.
All right.
I don't think they're a better team than the Eagles, but I do think they're like.
I feel like they're better than they were last year, though.
They're the only team standing in their way, but
I feel like they're better than they were last year. Though.
Right side
and I
of
feel
the-
like I don't know if I could say that about the Eagles yet.
the right side of their offensive line is hot ass, though.
Because the Eagles still trying to figure out their run game. Their linebacking core is different. Their pass rush is a little bit different.
Man, it's still consistent.
All right, moving on to week 3. Big games this week. Shout out to Nikki for putting these together. But we got the Eagles and Bucs.
Fantastical rundown.
Steelers at the Raiders.
Definitely
I don't
started.
know why that game's on here, but
Definitely started firing Muth.
the Rams and Bengals Super Bowl rematch Monday Night Football.
I mean, it's like, hey, how's your season going? That's that game.
And the Bengals are low key in a must win because they took 2 losses in their division, so they want to compete in the AFC. They almost have to win this game.
Shout out to the Steelers for giving me 35 points and a comeback victory, and I'll finish the week 4-3.
And then the Chargers have 2 losses in their conference, and they take on the Vikings.
They got 58 points, so the game is going to go like 45-42 or some shit.
Vikings just got Cam Akers. We'll talk a little bit about that later, but yeah.
Via trade.
All right, and then injuries from this past week. The Nick Chubb hit on Monday night, tore his ACL. There's rumors that he might not even need 2
reconstructive surgeries,
which is wild. And he's already had
3,
2, right?
He's had 3.
Damn.
I think he tore his ACL and both knees, maybe, and then had that horrific injury in college where he like shredded his LCL, MCL, and ACL. Hopefully, he doesn't lose that explosion and agility that made him.
What do you think about that hit? Since everyone's been talking about that all week.
I mean, what is the safety supposed to do when you're going up against Nick Chubb? But I don't think if we're gonna talk about player safety, I think Ryan Clark was wrong. If you're a veteran and you're trying to protect yourself and the guy you're tackling, you don't fucking hit him like that. You try to stand him up. You don't try to blow through him and alligator tackle him.
But the thing about that is
that's a bang bang play, honestly.
Yeah, that and also
legs get caught up all the time.
Yep. And also when you do that, you're living up to the referees of where they're gonna blow the play dead. Like that's not ideal. You want to put him down. You want to get him on the ground and make sure he doesn't fall in the end zone. Like, so I understand taking out his legs there. And some people have compared it to the whole high-low offensive line versus defensive line that you can't really do anymore.
If you're not a lineman, you can't really.
But the difference with that is the linemen aren't
it's a blocking
coming
scheme.
at you full speed. Like they're from a standing position or from like a stationary position.
No,
versus like with this, it's like you guys are both
in the alleyway.
You guys are both free flowing projectiles, like in an open field, essentially. So it is what it is. Like then if you start policing that, you get into a whole conversation about like, okay, well, what is an open field tackle versus like a gang tackle? And now all of a sudden you're playing the game of like, we don't want people to rally to the ball anymore. We don't want assist tackles. We just want solo tackles. And, that's not how the game's been played since the beginning of time. So I don't think it's realistic. And furthermore, I'm just going to say this, and I was listening to Chris Long talk about it on the radio this morning. He was the one who brought up the point about the high-low. And he was like, dude, my dad would tell me all the time that they would do that to him because they just got tired of him manhandling them. But it was just a part of the game at the time. He was like, I'm fortunate I didn't have to deal with that when I got to the league because it was already outlawed. But, like, these things happen.
And what people don't understand
Wait, hold on. Let me finish, though, before you say.
My bad.
So, if you're making an argument on public safety, I don't care if you're a player, I don't care if you're media, I don't care what the fuck you are. Like, that whole shit is misguided. Stop putting it on the defensive player to protect the offensive player. Because that's not their job. Their job is to make a fucking play, make a stop, create a turnover. And if you really care about player safety, you really care about your fantasy league, you really care about your favorite player playing for your favorite team, then stop putting it on the defensive players and put it on the fucking owners and the union and everyone else and make these contracts fucking guaranteed. Because this is a reality and it's always been the reality. The only difference is now teams don't want to hold multiple running backs because they don't want to play them because they know that they're disposable and they know that this shit happens to them more than anyone else. But maybe if you made these contracts guaranteed, we'd have less to worry about and we wouldn't feel as bad for Nick Chubb and company because that's the shitty part is like, yeah, he's going to miss this year and yeah, he's going to fuck up your fantasy team. But the truth is we really don't even know what he's going to look like when he comes back or if he's going to come back I mean, even ask Odell. It took him a full year and a half to recover, and
He's still not really back yet.
Exactly.
He just hurt his ankle.
Exactly. So, I don't know, man. It's different recovering from that injury when you're 19, 18, 20 versus when you're
26.
28, 27, 30. So, we'll see what happens, but
And I'm like, my thing is,
prayers for him, man. I feel bad because he really is a great player, and even though he messed up my fantasy team, like, I'm not blaming him for that. I'm not blaming, Minka for that either.
I don't want to see somebody have 2 catastrophic knee injuries.
Yeah.
Because he was on a Hall of Fame pace.
Yeah.
He's like 3rd all time, 5.3 rush yards per game. Like, he's on a Hall of Fame pace.
I mean, he's been the most consistent running back of this generation post CMC.
And the Raiders passed on him. And TJ Watt, who's the all-time sack leader for the Steelers. You want to know who the Raiders took that year? Over
I don't care, bro. You do
Watt?
this every time. This shit doesn't do anything for me.
The Packers are really sick because they took Kevin King. They traded down to get Kevin King. Packers Twitter was in a frenzy. But yeah,
Kevin King wasn't that bad, bro. He just tore his ACL again last year.
Here we go.
He wasn't that bad, bro. And he really could have played free safety. You never even let him play free safety.
Because they didn't need
He played free safety in college, too.
He played corner in college.
He played all 3 positions.
Yeah, but he was mostly a corner at Washington.
Kind of. They had injuries, and he played a lot of safety.
But he also played mostly corner. And
he played a lot of safety.
Shout out to Jimmy Lake.
He played a lot of safety.
I wish Jimmy Lake could coach the Raiders DBs. That's another story. When it comes to the high-low thing, especially for linemen, I don't like that comparison because most of these safeties and DBs don't play in the box every play. So you can avoid a high-low.
That's what I'm saying.
In fact, high-lows are illegal.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, hell, they try to, like, really outlaw, like, going in motion and crackbacking on somebody. Like,
yeah, they are.
Hines Ward ended Keith Rivers' career because of shit like that, and they made it illegal. Whereas you can't outlaw a down block or a fold. That's a lineman technique. You can't outlaw a double team. You can't outlaw a pull and kick out. Like, you can't outlaw one guy pulling, but really he's just going to go fire on backer because he's hitting somebody, the backside linebacker.
Wait, hold up. Sidebar. Why do you have a 7-foot, 200-pound receiver on your fucking NCAA team?
Oh, because I got bored and just made everybody 7 feet tall.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. I totally like to fuck with the numbers on that game. But nah,
you need a girlfriend, bro.
Wow.
You over here playing a 20-year-old game making custom mods.
Bro, sometimes I just play that shit to clear my head. And it's mostly like not even
get some
like
Legos, bro.
My nephew, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
we'll get you some Legos.
I just started riding
get you some Legos.
I just started riding more.
Bro.
Get the fuck off my back.
We'll get you some Legos, bro.
I don't need Legos, bro. Sometimes I just turn on that shit to clear my head. Jesus. So when you play Madden, is that the same thing?
I haven't been playing Madden lately, but I'm also not playing a 20-year-old game. Yeah. And I'm also not sitting there customizing the rosters.
Because I'm clearing my
Go volunteer. Fuck.
I don't want me to go volunteer. You go volunteer.
I do.
Okay, good. Stop telling me to go fucking volunteer because you volunteering. We ain't got to be doing the same shit. But nah,
clearly.
Asshole. So, yeah, when it comes to the whole high-low thing, like, those high-lows are blocking schemes. And, like, there are things that offensive linemen do to block defensive tackles that run 4.6 40s and defensive ends that run 4.3 40s and shit. So, yeah, offensive line has to be more coordinated. The schemes have to be more complex because you kind of have to block guys who are really fast and strong coming at you full speed. So when people say shit like that, it's like you clearly don't understand how tackling a football works because you would never make that like, oh, we need to change the way people tackle. Have you ever, that's what I say, people who've never played football, certain shit they say it's like it's nonsensical and you wouldn't go out there right now in the parking lot and do
I think the
shit.
other part of it too.
Like unless you're going to say that, you got to go willing to be the test dummy and try that out and then tell me how it works. And then you realize, oh, it's not that simple.
I think the other
it's
part. It's
actually on the offense to not, like, to know when the play's dead and give up.
Yep. I think the other part, too, that we've been talking about is, I don't know if you could put it, like, directly on the preseason, but I think in general, like, I think players just need to hit more, and they need to be live, like full action, not just shells, not just rap, not just 75%. Like, because either way,
But that's the gentleman's agreement.
either way, things like Trevon Diggs are gonna happen. Like people are gonna get hurt in practice.
The fact that he's even
Either
practicing,
way.
I'm like, why the fuck is your best corner practicing? What does he need to practice on? Watch film.
But yeah, I think from what I heard,
Get a
it
couple
was.
reps. He just tore his ACL
Yeah,
just
it was-
standing around.
I heard it was just like a non-contact thing.
Yeah, see, that's wild to me. I'd be like, dog, we're not hit. Like during the season,
I don't think it was from hitting. But
But I'm
it didn't
saying-
sound like it was from hitting. I haven't looked too much into it, but from what I've seen, it didn't sound like it was from hitting.
but I'm saying the way the NFL is and the way like you're teaching, you should be doing most of your hitting on game day, not during the week.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that's
like
part of the
you were
problem.
hitting in training camp. That's the point
I
of
think-
training
but
camp.
they don't really even hit in training camp anymore.
Yeah, but they hit. My point is they do some form of hitting.
Even Chris Long was talking about this today. He's like, even when I was playing 20 years ago, like there were a lot more vets around, and that was because of the CBA. Rookies weren't getting paid as much as they are now, so rosters were a lot older, and veterans, they were straight up with you. Like they knew what it was. They knew if they were on a sorry team. They knew if you were looking at 4-12 or 7-9. He's like, but nowadays, like the teams are so young, it's like no one really knows what they're going to be, and training camps are much more positive and much more upbeat and much more like, oh, this is our year for 32 teams, when that wasn't always the case. And that's a product of both like shorter attention spans and coaches getting fired and, players being moved on a lot quicker, and also just players overall being younger because of the guaranteed, rookie scale. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting to think about.
I think it is interesting, but I also think it's like you've been playing football for 15 fucking years, bro. You know what it's like to hit and put on pads. You don't need so many hours of
But your
hitting.
body needs to get conditioned to it. That's the thing.
Yeah, but I'm saying by the time training camp and preseason's over, you are conditioned to it.
But
The only thing is you need is more reps.
what you're talking about, people.
Like,
but
in
what you're
live
talking
action
about,
for the
even,
ones.
even what you're talking about though, is like the preseasons aren't even really a game week, because now a lot of the guys aren't even suiting up for the game or even getting their 10 plays or their one series or their one quarter. They're not even getting that full action in.
You got what you wanted. 17 games. So now it's less wear and tear
So
on your
there's
body.
that part. And then also there's a 2-week break from your week 3 to that. So it's like, really, how much are you really, and you're not doing 2-a-days anymore. So really, how much are you really hitting?
So the
before
same
week
thing
1.
they all complained about before the new CBA. Now you're complaining because you have it.
And that's what I'm saying is like, it's coming back around to where it's like, well, maybe we did this shit for a reason. Like maybe it wasn't just, to be alpha and because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing with player safety. Maybe like that was a part of the process. And I don't know. I think they just need to look at it more critically and really kind of find a happy medium, because like, we can't be having some of the best players hurt every single year.
I mean, but the best players get hurt.
But
every
at least
single
Diggs
year.
got paid, and at least Chubb got paid a couple of years ago. So at least they got paid.
Diggs got paid this offseason.
That's what I'm saying. At least he got paid.
Yeah.
So if he didn't get paid, he's a 4-year player, so he'd be looking at his last year. Next year, trying to get a new deal off of a torn ACL, which is never ideal.
True.
So, all right, other injuries from the week. Anthony Richardson, Jalen Waddle, both entered a concussion protocol. OBJ suffered a injury against the Bengals.
Ankle.
Nelson Aguilar stepped up out of nowhere. I forgot he was even on that team. Like, dog, how do they have like 9 receivers? And still, Lamar Jackson's been mid in fantasy, but yeah, whatever. Saqoun sprained his ankle against the Cardinals. He's expected to be out 3 weeks. He was cooking at the time.
That was a nasty
Part of the
injury.
reason why I lost.
It looked nasty, too. Oh, yeah.
And he sat out this week, obviously.
He's out at least 3 weeks.
And then they've been saying Joe Burrow's calf is still bothering him. So we'll see. That came up after their loss to the Ravens.
Calf injuries suck because it's like you never know when it's fully healed until like you don't have to think about it anymore.
And
It's
now
like a
Bryce
hamstring.
And now Bryce Young is hurt. and he doesn't have an O-line, so I don't think it's ideal for him to play with an ankle injury. That O-line is hot garbage.
You probably shouldn't have pissed off the Saints defense before he went out there. He said he didn't know anybody's names on their defense. Cam Jordan's like, I bet you know our names now.
Yeah, man, I don't know. There's a lot of teams I would talk shit to, but the Saints aren't one.
Because you got to
They play off that shit. They've always played off that.
Cam Jordan's better than your right tackle.
They've always played off that.
Cam Jordan's better than like all your right tackles. So
And please, Derek Carr. Derek Carr just needs to stop answering questions about the Raiders. That's all I want.
Stop being mid.
Well, but he's always going to be mid. Like,
hey, Saints fans. Y'all should have had like 3 touchdowns.
A 40-yard pass to Chris Olave just to miss a field goal. Welcome to Derek Carr
that
football.
Was that Michael Thomas pass where
he did that like twice, bro.
And he missed Tony
They
Jones.
threw good-ass passes, and then they fucking got down in the red zone, and they didn't score. And I was like, yeah, I've seen this show fucking 9 years in a row. And Kenny kept making me watch it when I was trying to watch the Steelers fucking Browns. He was like, oh, I want to watch Bryce. Like, dog, you don't even watch Alabama, and now you want to watch Bryce.
I don't. I definitely don't. Man, I'm not looking so good without California talent, huh? Did I say that out loud?
All right, moving on. College football. That's your cue?
I know. I just wanted to pause for dramatic effect. So where should we start?
I don't know.
It's just
marvelous rundown that Nikki put together.
No, like I'm totally being facetious. I'm gonna get to the USC ASU preview in a minute. I just want to get this Deion Sanders Colorado State thing out the way. I was gonna play some audio from Mountain West Media Day about what Jay Norvell was talking about his team, but honestly, fuck all that. Kamara though, the one who like drove Shadur Sanders into the ground. For people who think like,
I think that was worse than the receiver hit.
It was, and then also Shadur poked him in the eye with his finger blatantly. But you know,
that's some high school football energy. But
the refs are supposed to like referee shit like that, so it doesn't get out of hand. So I blame the referees for that. Colorado State penalties, but they actually were whooping Colorado's ass the last couple of years. So people forget that. They overlook that Colorado State's been running down Colorado for a little bit. And they're like, you know, we're happy, and even at media day, they're like, we're happy and excited for Colorado, whatever they're doing over there, but we got our own program over here, and we've actually been winning the rivalry as of late. So they came in already feeling disrespected. Like, y'all keep talking about Colorado, like, yeah, we went 2-10 last year, but like we own them when we play them. So that's why it was so
You
close.
were talking about it off air, but I'll just say now, like, I'm tired of people riding Deion.
Yeah, like
right after that game was over and my homie Max texted me, I just want you to know I've been a Deion fan since he joined the Ravens. Like
oh God.
Like, dog, nobody checking your Deion card. Chill, man.
I need y'all to stop pirouetting on Deion's dick. There, I said it. I need y'all to really stop. You shouldn't be riding a grown man this much. You're not a porn star.
I forgot who said it.
out.
It might have been Dez or it might have been Brandon Marshall, but one of them was like,
you didn't like Deion this much at Jackson State.
Exactly.
Lie and say you did.
He was like, I don't know why y'all are acting so surprised. We've been saying this about Deion since he was in the league, and now you guys are just catching on. But like,
he's a great salesman and he's charismatic. He's always been a salesman. That's just what he is. So
I mean, beyond just that though, like he's a leader of men. Like people rally around him, they look to him, like they feed off his energy. Like that's what you want in a coach.
He got a system in place, even though he's still going back to.
I think that's why,
even though he created a pipeline to Jackson State to get players, and like that's just not cool. Like you shouldn't be at Colorado still sending coaches down to Jackson State, but that's a whole nother issue. That HBCU pipeline.
Especially because that's the whole reason why he went there, or at least that's what he was PRing.
I'm saying if Alabama wins 6 games this year, and Nick Saban steps down, guess who's going to be the new head coach at Alabama? Deion Sanders. he's next up. He's not staying at Colorado 10 years. Don't fool yourself. He's gonna get a legacy job somewhere.
And Colorado's just gonna be fucking
get pounded out. They're gonna go to Pound Town.
No, that's the
premature.
Premature bounding.
They're
the
going,
2 pumps.
They're going to get Adam 22'd. They're gonna get Lena the Plugged.
All right.
But anyway, that hit that was on Travis Hunter was a dirty hit, an unnecessary hit. But DBs do little whole shit like that all the time.
I think that's why Deion wasn't offended by it.
Because he act like he ain't never done no shit like that to nobody.
They all have. Every DB
DBs
has.
always
Comes with the trade.
DBs that got burnt and the receiver dropped a pass, and then they're like, "I'm him. Yeah, you're him. You're he who almost got burnt for an 80-yard touchdown. Like, relax." I said sometimes I would just look at our corners in high school and I'm like, "Dog, how our linemen got better footwork than y'all in these drills?"
I mean, it's kind of like that for linemen, though, too, because sometimes you can get your ass kicked, but if you just hold him for 4 seconds, the ball's out.
Being an offensive lineman...
Or, he takes himself out of the fucking play, you totally just missed, but that dude's even worse. And he fucking just totally whiffs.
Or he trips and you push him to the ground and you call it a pancake.
Yeah, something like that.
I look at this. Being an offensive lineman is like fighting off an angry drunk girl and not getting kicked in the balls or your face scratched.
Yeah, I don't
knowing
really get that analogy.
Knowing she's aiming at you with violence and hatred and recklessness, and you somehow manage to get her under control, that's a win. It looked bad at first. She had you in the first half. She hit you with a couple good shots. You didn't go down. You just
I don't know.
Absorbed the hit.
I don't know if I would make drunken domestic violence analogies. I think you should reset.
Retract that?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Being an offensive lineman is like getting jumped in a phone booth. Only so many people can hit you at once. But if you at least yoke up one person, did you really lose the fight?
It's much better.
There you go. But yeah,
what if they break the glass on the outside?
I mean, at that point, then shit, you do whatever you got to do.
That's when your helmet comes off.
That's when you get stuck at the bottom of a pile and you just don't want to be the
Miles
person.
Garrett someone or College Early someone.
Guess what? You could bulldoze a lineman back 7 yards on his ass, but if you end up on the ground and he ends up on top of you, did you really win? You're about to get your shit rocked.
That sounded kind of personal, Kenny. Just remember that.
I mean,
remember that.
I've done that to people.
Yeah.
I've done that to people. It's happened to me.
Yep.
If you're a lineman and you played high school football, you understand.
All right,
you never played defense, so you can't relate.
Last point on the Colorado shit, because you have a lot on college football to get to.
Bottom line is they're probably going to lose to Oregon and let's see without Travis Hunter, but they got some good players. The offense can compete with anybody, but the defense can't guard a fucking crossing route to save their lives. And that safety, what he did was dirty, but the offensive line are the biggest cowards because they should have been mauling that dude's ass. Number 11. As soon as he come down for run support, somebody's supposed to high-low his ass. He's supposed to get hit and then dogpiled on every play to the point where, the linebackers got to come save him. You're supposed to make an example out of that dude every snap. And, don't let him come on a blitz. Oh, then you just stop blocking the guy you're with. Y'all just all fucking run down on this dude. Sometimes you got to make examples of people when you're an offensive line, and when you don't do that, people don't respect you. So just remember that when Shedeur was the only person to run up after Travis got hit, that let me know, oh yeah, they gonna run out of gas badly a couple times this year. But yeah, USC's playing at Arizona State this week. 7:30 kickoff. They're gonna beat the shit out of Arizona State. I'm not gonna lie to you. They might score 70. I don't think Lincoln Riley's gonna hold back on the road because you can't let the home team.
Careful now with what you say. Don't say the G word.
I don't know what the G word is.
Bridge time.
I mean, I was thinking of a different word, G word, but
I'm just saying, don't say garbage time because you might get your credentials retracted.
Well, that dude got his got reinstated, so
We took fucking think pieces from the entire sports media world and
the entire Southern California news group.
Thousands of Twitter sympathy posts.
Well, not all of us are lucky to be backed by the Southern California news group. So, and also, I'm not going to really say anything further because I see that dude a lot. He's trying, but I just know somebody of a darker complexion in that same position. Chances. And it has nothing to do with USC, just in general. Because there's a couple times where he took like 3 minutes to ask a question. And I'm like, bro, just ask the question and brace for the answer. But don't like walk him do. And everybody has to learn that in journalism. You don't walk somebody through your whole question with context. You just ask the question.
Wow. Okay, Kenny. Kenny's glowing up now.
Hey, man, I've done it before. Shit happens. Sometimes I regret. I was like, fuck, I should have just said it. And then hit him with the follow-up. But it happens. So, yeah.
Sometimes you get bailed out, though.
Sometimes, yeah. I bailed out a couple times. I threw out a Hail Mary a couple times just to see what the coach would say. And shit, I got great answers. But, I mean, and also coaches can kind of feel that when you do that. And also, when it comes to...
I mean, it also depends on their mood.
Yeah. But also, I think
sometimes they're more willing to entertain your context or whatever you're saying versus other times, they're just trying to get out of there. So it's like, fucking get to the point. Like, what are you asking? What do you actually want to know? Like, yeah. So it really kind of can just depend on their attitude.
Because there's a beat. You usually have about 5 seconds to get that question off. Like, if it's 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11 seconds, like, that shit's an eternity in a press box with no AC and it's hot as fuck. So, yeah. To aspiring journalists out there, when you're in a press box, in a scrum, media scrum, post-game, have your question before you walk in that room. You should be thinking about it. You should have, like...
You should have, like, two or three questions.
Yeah, you should have
You should have
5.
You should have a question that you need for your story, whatever you're trying to figure out. That should be your main priority. And then from there, you should kind of have, like, an open-ended question, like... as a backup plan in case, someone else asks your question. Or in case you want to kind of take the story a different way. And then maybe just have another question that's maybe a little bit more specific so that, like, hey, if you get more time, you can come back to that and, like, iron out that detail. But if not, you can always ask that on follow-up.
And I look at it as, like, have a question for each play that comes out and 2 questions for the coach. If it's a situation... Because somebody might ask your question.
Yeah, that's the worst.
People have come up to me and said, "Hey, thanks, man." Like, especially media day, because I was killing that shit. They're like, "Hey, man, thanks. You made my job easier. You asked like 6 of my questions." I was like, "Yeah, thanks. Just trying to do what I'm supposed to be doing." But also, when you're a reporter, be careful on what you report. When you hear something that's like outside of a media scrum. Like, if you hear some guy saying something...
Nah, fuck that.
Like, you can hear it, be aware of it.
Nah, fuck that.
I mean, sometimes...
Nah, fuck that.
I mean, if dude's talking about fucking his girlfriend, you really going to publish that?
I mean, yeah, maybe you shouldn't publish it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Not like, oh, just disregard, you heard some wild shit. No, you heard it. But you need to, like, understand the context of that situation. You heard a conversation between 2 people.
You definitely can't report it if you didn't identify yourself and you weren't actively involved in the conversation.
Yes. And on top of that, even if you put it in your story, sometimes you can just hold on to that as a nugget for later, and then the story will reveal itself later.
Or even just a fucking tweet. You could even just fucking tweet it. Like, I heard some shit on the sideline, blah, blah, blah. Like,
I mean, sometimes you shouldn't tweet that because that shit's gone bad too. But sometimes you just
don't be a pussy about it.
Hold it to yourself until you have more information to confirm whatever your suspicions might be. But don't run out on a limb with that shit. Because if your editor wants to fucking publish it, he ain't gonna catch it. Your editor never catches the heat like that unless it's like a lawsuit.
It's just like
you catch the heat.
It's just like being a policeman and finding a piece of evidence, but you didn't obtain it the right way, so you kind of have to walk the person into a confession.
We've seen Law and Order.
That's kind of what the situation is.
Yeah, so just be careful because sometimes information is trusted and people are granted a certain amount of privacy, even in public. but also like, I mean, don't like with the Reggie thing.
But that's also on them as well because
you got to know,
because when you do know when you're amongst reporters, you got to conduct yourself a little bit differently than you do when it's a fully closed practice.
Because now they have to make it
like
their business.
There's a part between I can be 100% myself because there's no media here, and then there's I can only be 80% because there's hella media here, or I can only be 50 because there's media and there's fans amongst me. Like, so that's part of growing up as a player too.
Yeah, and that's a teachable moment. Like we went through shit like this at CSUN covering men's basketball, and Reggie Theus. And all those investigations and shit.
I mean, the reality is too. I mean, nowadays you don't even really know who you're playing with. So that's a whole nother thing. Anything you could say could be recorded by any of your teammates or used against you by your teammates as well. So
motherfuckers
it's like,
out here recording in the locker room.
Yeah, people.
We were never doing shit like that. In the
people
locker room.
leaving in a season. People, transferring here or there. Like
right before a game, Colorado looking at you.
So in general, like I would say that if it's something that you're not comfortable with somebody recording or seeing or hearing, like I would just not say it.
Bro, let me tell you right now. I've interviewed multiple players, whether it be USC, some NFL players. I'm talking about like USC players this year, where I've asked a question and they say, I'm not comfortable answering that. Can we cut that out? Yeah, sure. Because like it doesn't suit me to paint you in a shitty light on something you really aren't ready prepared to answer. Like that's not fair. Like if somebody walks up on me and asks me an evasive question and I'm not ready to answer that shit, like, hey dog, give me some time to collect my thoughts so I properly communicate this to you. Versus, you meant like what Justin Fields said, where he meant what he said and then he went back and retracted like 3 hours later. It's like, nah, homie, you said it. Nobody put words in your mouth. That's different. But you gotta also remember, these are college kids you're talking to. Sometimes they're going to fuck up and misspeak, but you got to be careful. You're not only protecting your sources and yourself, but you're protecting the reputation of the people that you're reporting on, good or bad. Like if you write some foul, fake shit, they're not going to talk to you. Your name's going to be mud. And on the flip side, if you report some shit and they just don't like what you said, well, fuck them. It ain't my fault you fucking went 7 for 35 last game. That's your fault. You played like shit. I'm going to say you did. So, yeah, teachable moment for all you young journalists out there, people in the field.
All right, move on.
Yeah. What else for college football? That was funny. Joe Milton and an offensive lineman from Florida were really about to fade. Y'all need to leave Joe Milton alone. Allegedly, he broke some linebacker's jaw last year behind Hendon Hooker.
Talking about that Tennessee-Florida scuffle?
Yeah, Florida clapped up Tennessee. Mizzou beat
ranked Tennessee team.
Yeah, but they weren't as good as last year's team. Just like Clemson isn't that good this year. Mizzou upset 15th ranked Kansas State, which I don't know why Kansas State was ranked this high. Somehow they'll still find a way to fucking beat Oklahoma on a fluke field goal though, because it's Kansas State. Like they don't have an explosive offense. I don't know how they keep doing it. They just huh?
I said Oklahoma just catching strays for no reason.
That wasn't a stray. It's just
typical.
Every fucking 1.5 years, Kansas State beats Oklahoma, and none of us can describe how they won. And it's like their offense is trash, their defense is trash, but somehow they pulled this game off. I don't know how to explain it.
Guzzling that haterade, bro.
It's not haterade. It's the truth. I mean, they're not playing Tulsa this week.
I think they beat us twice in the last, I want to say, 12 years.
I mean, well, if you cut out and say the last 4 years, because that's, more recent and fair, then yeah, since their new head coach who got an extension has been there, he's whooped up on Oklahoma. But again, the Big 12 cannibalizes itself. So the fact that Kansas State was ranked 15 this year, I don't even understand that shit. But they lost on a 61-yard field goal by Mizzou. Good for Mizzou. They needed a win because they really won shit in a while. Alabama survived South Florida. They were winning. They won 17-3. God awful. Quarterback play awful. Everybody, ever since Texas took Alabama's manhood in the shower in their own house, like it's bad. It's bad for Alabama right now. Yeah, holy shit. Michigan's, is that Juwan Howard? The basketball coach? Or a different Howard, Nikki? The rundown, it says Michigan's Howard has a heart procedure. Is that Juwan Howard or football?
I believe the basketball coach.
Juwan Howard had heart surgery.
I put it under football just because it was, college.
Cool, but I mean it's basketball, so messing with you. But yeah, Jimbo Fisher. I guess his job is in jeopardy, but we all knew that because he was given $95 million. Michigan State finally fired Mel Tucker. Holy shit, way to fumble a bag. I don't even want to go into the details of the nastiness of that fucking case. Like, you can just go Google it yourself. I don't even want to talk about this shit, bro. It was gross. The fact that this man...
I just want to know how this shit keeps happening in Michigan State.
Like Michigan State is a cesspool for sexual violence.
They should
apparently.
just get the death penalty, bro.
I mean, then you'd have to give a lot of other places the death penalty.
He's not a player, though. He's a coach.
Yeah, but that's what makes it worse because all the people been popped.
That bad? Death penalty?
I mean, you didn't read the story.
Thing.
Go read the stories. So he had allegedly sexually assaulted like a known rape survivor, an activist, which already in itself is nasty. He claimed that they had a consensual relationship.
I don't think he raped her. I think she's accusing him of sexual harassment.
Like he was, from what the story said, he was masturbating while they were on the phone. He alleged it was phone sex. She was not cool with that shit. So like a Louis C.K. situation. And yeah, it's just if I'm a male or female athlete, I don't know if I'm trusting Michigan State as a university right now.
Or gymnastics.
Especially gymnastics. Well, if I'm a female in general, I don't fucking trust gymnastic coaches. That sucks. Like to be that great at something, but like, oh yeah, I might get raped the whole time. Like I could be the best in the world, but like,
didn't they have something else too between those two things?
It was basketball. I think a basketball player. I know at Michigan, it was some basketball player, some football players in Michigan who got raped, and Bo Schembechler knew about it, and his son got raped too, but he didn't do shit about it. And then at Michigan State, it was Nasser. Then I think it spread to like the wrestling. It spread throughout the athletic department where like sexual assault was happening. Some males, it happened to some males, but they were like didn't want to publicly, admit that. It's a lot of shit going on. That's just nasty work, and it's just unacceptable. So, yeah, they're gonna fire him.
You guys beyond nasty work. I think it's grody work.
I mean, I'm reading it now with Tucker. I mean, don't get me wrong, like very gross, and yeah, he should get fired and never have a job again. But like, I've read a lot. Like, I don't know, death penalty kind of go crazy.
I mean, more like.
But I'm just saying, it's
Michigan
not just
State,
that.
the
It's
university,
an institutional thing.
Has failed institutionally to protect women.
They're failing institutionally
to protect women.
Oh well, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, his situation is like, how did you manage to fuck off a 10-year, $95 million deal? All you have to do was just win like 7 or 8 games a year at mid-ass Michigan State. And you out here, like, you could have just rented a hooker. Like, honestly, seriously. No, like, you could have just hired an escort. You could have just hit up a porn star and said, hey, come smut me out. Like, seriously. Like, I'm at this point, because people were just finding out really fucked up vices. Like, bro, you make like $95 million. You could pay for some female attention if you're that down bad to where you gotta like do weird, nasty shit. Like, honestly, the concept of phone sex is already weird, and like I don't get the point. Like that, it's weird that you're getting off when someone's not in the room when you're talking on the phone. Already, that's like,
we don't have to get into your intimacy issues.
Bitch, I don't have intimacy issues. That's
I mean, the
weird.
fact that you don't get into phone sex, I mean, I think that's pretty much a red flag that you have intimacy issues.
Nah, I just think it's corny. It doesn't do anything for me. Like,
I mean, I think it's kind of weird too, but like, I mean, to each their own, you know.
I mean, but if you were,
it's like, what's the difference between watching porn or
if
phone
you were
sex?
100 miles away from someone, you would think differently,
No,
especially your husband
porn.
or your person.
You would just watch porn or FaceTime.
Not really. I mean, I've spent multiple months away from my partner before.
See,
Yeah.
like, but hey, all I'm saying is, dude had multiple options to not be a creep and then just chose to be a creep. And now, whether you were innocent or not, like, you make yourself look bad, your players look bad, the university look bad. And, like, it's even more sauce because, like, apparently this is something that happened with a notable, famous, like, rape survivor and activist in that regard. So it's like,
what's that mean? Like,
I
how
forget
is
her
she
name.
famous for getting assaulted?
No, she's famous for her activism, but, like, she's well known for being a rape survivor because she's, like, out there and, like, pounded pavement and shit and been an advocate for rape victims. That's why I'm saying famous, because that's what she's famous for. And she talked about that. And like, there's been stories on her and all that other stuff. But, throw Michigan State in the trash. Rest in peace to Dartmouth's head coach. He died 6 months after his bike crash. Apparently, he's like one of the winningest coaches in the Dartmouth's history. I think it's Corey Brooks. I forget his first name. LSU safety. He had emergency brain surgery to remove a brain tumor. This dude played with a brain tumor for 65 snaps.
Wow.
Kudos to him for, hopefully a speedy recovery. Hopefully NCAA doesn't be a piece of shit and take a year of eligibility from him. Hopefully he gets a year of eligibility back. That's really it, college football wise.
All right. Let's move on to touchdown or turnover. I still need to put the fucking sounds back on here.
UCLA versus Utah.
Don't nobody care about that shit.
Yeah.
Cam Rising isn't even playing. He's still recovering from a torn ACL. And they're on
Is that
third.
like your nightmare bowl?
They're on their third string fucking everything. Third string running back, third string QB. This is pretty much just like okay, if one of us beats USC, at least we have like leverage to get in the Pac-12 title game. Like if Utah beats UCLA or UCLA beats Utah, this is a character building game. It's a must win for both, so especially for Utah.
Okay, moving on. Touchdown or turnover? The Lakers extend Vanderbilt on a 4-year, $48 million
Wait,
deal.
why is this on here? This is like a month old.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not reading that out
I
loud.
saw this news a couple days ago.
Nah, this is
I
old.
saw it in the news. I saw this in the news cycle less than a week ago.
This NBA,
Nah, this is old.
these NBA contracts were kind of already.
I mean, I guess it's a touchdown. He was good for them last year. I mean, I don't know if I would have given him
When they played him,
4-year, $48 million, and they don't really have a ton of flexibility. But
Oh, gaslighting me. The news came in 2 days ago.
yeah, man, I don't know about that. That shit's been known for a while.
Look it up.
Shams.
I'm telling you, this shit's been out there for a while.
Yeah,
Maybe it was like a maybe.
Nah,
But-
maybe it was just official. Maybe they just dotted the I's and signed the contract, but the deal's been agreed to for a minute.
yeah.
Okay, well, I'm still correct then. Because it's official.
I don't think it really matters. No one's really
Yeah.
arguing with you or coming at you.
I mean, I just don't care about the Lakers personally, so I didn't know, like, prior to this, I guess.
It's all right.
Anyway, moving on. So Mahomes is, I think, going to become the highest paid quarterback again in his new restructured 4-year deal with the Chiefs. He's getting over $210 million.
Yeah, they had to readjust those 92 bricks that. Jason
Imagine
gave him.
Chris Jones comes back and is like, "Well, we'll restructure my deal again."
He's like, no, you caved, dumbass. You lost all your leverage. You could have just got 1 year. If you wanted 1 year, $25 million, you should have just said that. That's what I would have said. It's going to be 1 year, $25 million. And we'll call it even. I want 25 fully guaranteed, though. As much as Pat's getting.
Should I go Travis Kelce at Chicago or Stephon Diggs at Washington?
Always have to pay Travis Kelce.
Chelsea.
You can't ever bench Travis Kelce.
It's for FanDuel. It's not traditional fantasy.
You still can't not afford to play Travis Kelce.
Okay.
He's like a touchdown
he
a week.
He's kind of getting back on the horse a little bit.
Did he score a touchdown last week? He scored a touchdown last week.
What's that?
Who are the Bills playing?
Washington.
Yeah, Kelce.
Bills defense at Washington or Jacksonville's defense at Houston?
Definitely Jacksonville's defense.
Jacksonville's defense.
Okay.
Might give you a return touchdown.
Drinks on me if I win.
Indeed. Is that a
All right,
bet?
go ahead,
Is that a bet, sir? Or is that a
that's a
declaration?
promise.
Okay, cool. I was like, is that a promissory declaration or
If I win, I'll buy drinks next week.
cool?
Oh my god, that reminds me. Did Christian McCaffrey hit the over on his rushing yards?
I think he did. I feel like he did.
He totally had to have.
Yeah,
Is he
85.
hit- Oh, I
Yeah,
thought he had more
he
than that.
did.
So he did hit the over. What was his over under?
Well, so I did. So I made a bet through Prize Picks, and they were having a little bit of like a promotion discount where they took off, I think, 15 yards off of his over under. So I think it was actually 87.5, and he got 85.
Ooh.
So he hit the regular under, but for the discount I had, he hit the over.
That
So-
works. Money's money.
I need I need Devontae Parker to get more than 47.5. But
That's
I think he got
possible.
that.
I mean, or it's not. But they're playing Miami, I think, right?
Yeah.
No, they're playing the Jets.
Oh shit! Yeah, no.
I think it's gonna be fine. We'll see. Anyway, that reminds me, we skipped over the Monday Night Football picks. I'm.
We can go back after touchdown after take your tangent. You can go back to that.
Okay, if we remember, I guess. Next up on touchdown turnover, we have Browns signing Kareem Hunt after Chubb's injury. Welcome back.
Touchdown. I think that's pretty obvious. I mean, I feel like he's still going to be back up to the dude from last week because he kind of balled. What's his name? You're getting him mixed
Jerome
up.
Ford, he killed it at
There
the
you
Senior
go.
Bowl. He
There you go.
transferred from Cincinnati.
There you go.
He transferred from Alabama to Cincinnati. He was a part of their.
I was getting
record-breaking
him
season.
mixed up with the dude from Denver. This
Mike
dude from Denver played well
Javonte
too.
Williams.
No, not Denver. Not Denver. New Orleans. He used to be in Denver.
Tony Jones Jr.
Yeah, there you go.
By the way, went to Notre Dame. 2 touchdowns. Now you got to have him instead of Jamal Williams.
Yeah, Jamal Williams is killing me. Like 4 leagues. Next one.
Did you add any thoughts, Ken? I'm sorry. Did I hear you say anything?
I did.
Okay, my bad. I guess I just zoned out there for a second. Alrighty then. Bears defensive coordinator Alan Williams is resigning to focus on, quote, health and family.
Wait, what was all that shit about the feds pulling up?
Hey, man.
Is that shit real or not? I don't know what the fuck is going on with that.
So I have it on good authority. Not just because I work at the NFL. We talked about the story. But that shit wasn't true.
I don't know, man.
But whatever
It's
he
hard.
whatever he did, it's fucking crazy. And he really got fired, but they didn't know how to actually promote, say it to the public. But whatever he did is some wild shit. But like Peanut Tillman didn't bust this man.
Not.
He is a federal
He's
agent. Peanut Tillman is a federal agent though. He's been one for a couple of years now.
What I don't understand is like why, like it's so hard to find information now because of the AI era. Like things just get aggregated and they just pile on top of each other faster than ever. So it's like
I blame those fake
you
ass.
can Google shit and then
accounts.
you'll see one thing say one thing and another one disavowing it, and you don't know which one is louder than the other. And I'm
tired of
just
seeing
over
JPW, MLW, all these fake ass fucking sites with no name on it. I'm tired of seeing them on Twitter. Like, I'm tired of them aggregating news from other places. Like, you're just running up a bag and getting monetization on Twitter from that. You fucker.
They're not even getting nothing out of that. They're getting pennies.
No, some people get monetization from their tweets, though.
They're still getting pennies.
I know, but the fact that you're doing it and being scummy like that, and you're using somebody else's shit, and you don't have any sources, I always found that shit gross.
I mean, it's
I
kind
never
of
liked
the
it.
game.
I never liked
That's
it.
the game.
No, but like it's one thing if you show your face and you're doing that, then you're like fucking what's that bum ass site? Then you're like World Star or that other bum ass site. Fucking Shade Room or whatever.
Yeah, I don't get that, but all right. Let's move on.
Just gossip with fucking no real sources or whatever. Just making shit up or telling them half the truth and running with it. I always thought that's gross.
Yeah, I still don't get it, but all right, move on.
The Rams are sending Cam Akers to the Vikings for a 2026 draft pick swap.
Touchdown for everyone except for people like me who took fucking Madison in fantasy.
Didn't I tell you? Did not try to tell you? Did not try
No, you told me he would be. You were like, oh, yeah, I could see
I'm-
him being a good pick. You were
I
like,
said,
oh,
I'm not
yeah.
taking him.
Yeah,
I
you
said
didn't
he
say
can't
you didn't
carry
say
an
you were
offense.
taking him, but you
I
said,
said he
he
can't.
might be a good pick.
Yeah, he's a good pick in like the fucking 10th round. But I'm like, he can't carry an offense. This cat who was taking.
I got him in like the 10th round.
Bro, people were taking Madison in like the 4th round. I was
Oh,
like,
fuck
what the
no, I never
fuck?
took him that.
People were taking Madison high in
I
some
never
leagues
took
I'm
him
in.
that high, bro.
They had Chubb and Madison. I was like, you deserve failure.
I think I have Chubb and Madison, honestly. But I got Chubb in the top, and then I got Madison
Ford.
in like 7 or 8.
I got Ford in like 5 leagues, so I'm not even tripping. And the Steelers defense.
Damn, who you playing with, bro?
I don't know what the fuck some people were thinking. Some people just be doing like in my league. It's every league I'm in. Somebody always just has a wild fucking pick. I'm like, why would you take that person that high? Do you not understand how football works?
But
They
yeah,
didn't sign their contract till late in the fucking season, late in the off season. They're probably
so is
not
Cam
getting
Akers to the
started fast.
Vikings a touchdown or turnover?
I mean, it's going to be a mid off. Cam Akers, let me down though because I had the highest hopes. I was like team Cam Akers when he first came out of college. All-time leading rusher in Florida State history. Ran a 4.47. I was like, oh yeah, he's legit. And it just never worked out for the Rams because of that offense.
You feel worse for him or J.K. Dobbins?
Oh, I feel worse for J.K. Dobbins
Facts.
because he popped his Achilles and everybody forgets that. That was week 1. He popped his shit.
1 year after having a season-ending surgery.
Yep. All-time leading rusher in Ohio State history. It's sad.
Bro, Kenny, you kept Barkley in the coaches league.
Yeah, hello people say you're not serious and to grow up.
Oh shit! I thought I took him out.
Nah, motherfucker said you're not serious
Fuck.
and to grow up.
No, I have Barkley in like 3 leagues, and I thought I took him out of all of them. Fuck. I'm mad now.
Yeah, you want to talk about the Madison pick?
No, I'm mad now. Fuck.
You did take Barkley high as fuck. Talk about that, bro.
Fuck.
You want to talk about Chubb and
Don't
Madison?
tell me this. Don't tell me nah, for real, because I really changed the lineup.
You're washed, bro.
No, I definitely changed the lineup.
Consensus is you're washed, bro.
Fuck out of here.
I got sources that say
Fuck
you're washed,
out of
bro.
here. Nah, fuck that. I don't believe y'all. Y'all trolling me. There's no way I did this to myself.
You drafted him. You drafted him with your first round draft pick.
My first take is roasting other people's fantasy.
Fuck. Fuck.
My first take is roasting other people's fantasy decisions.
God damn it. I thought I put Eckler in. Fuck.
I mean, who would you have replaced?
Eckler.
Eckler, isn't he doubtful?
Fuck, it's better than being out for 3 weeks. Fuck.
You got Eckler and Saqoun?
Fuck.
You're cooked, bro.
I know, right?
You're cooked, bro.
Don't even talk about my bench.
I think this league's a wrap for you, bro.
Trade me someone, Kenny.
Nah, fuck that.
You got Elliott on your bench? I could have sworn Pete had him. Am I tripping?
I have
No, I
Elliott.
have
in
him in another
I have
league.
Elliott in like 6 leagues.
I have Elliott. I'm like,
Just because he's
Two.
going to have 1 game this year where he goes off. And then I'm going to drop his ass.
all right, last one.
I can't believe. Fuck, I thought I took him out. I'm
All right,
so
closing
mad.
out touchdown or turnover.
I'm disappointed
The
in myself.
Raiders placed Jones on the NFI list as I don't know why I put this on touchdown or turnover, but as he deals with personal issues, quote unquote.
Yo, that video of him fucking eating cereal and listening to old R&B and where he tagged LeBron James, that was the definition of nasty work. Right next to the nasty work in the Kenneth dictionary is a picture of that.
That's a thesaurus of nasty work.
Like, it might be Chandler Jones work now. Like, we might just need to say that's some Chandler Jones work. Like,
That's a crucial pivot.
that's wow, bro.
That's my new phrase. That's a crucial pivot. That's the direction you going in. That's a crucial pivot, my guy.
That's wild.
Oh fuck!
And the Raiders still maintain that they'll welcome him back as soon as he's
they're paying him.
in.
Actually, no, they don't have to pay him because he's on the NFI
right of
list.
mind.
They don't have to pay him because he's on the NFI list. His base salary is like $1.6 million because they redid his contract.
All right, take.
Fuck, I can't believe I didn't fucking take out Barkley. Oh my god. Something
Non-football
illness. There we go.
It's like an injury that's
Non-football illness.
Yeah, non-football.
Yeah.
Injury/illness. I can't believe I fucking left Saqoun in. I'm so mad.
Yeah, yikes.
I had a good matchup this week too. Fuck.
Yeah, someone's texted me in the morning and I didn't text you anything because I'm an asshole.
I saw that last week
human fecal matter, Pete.
you were about to like leave someone out against me, and I was about to text you, but then I saw that you replaced him because I don't like winning like that.
Nah, fuck that. That's part of the game. That's why you played the game.
Pizza scumbag.
I don't know.
I've gotten screwed so many times by that. Fuck that.
I've told you to take people out and you didn't do it.
It's not like I don't want to win. It's just like the
You don't want
consequence.
to win
Kenny,
like that.
I'm 3-1 versus you. Shut your ass up.
And you got no championships, bitch.
That's fine. I'm good beating your ass 3-1.
You got no. I got a chip. I've been in that
3-2-1.
league.
That's a
league.
sweep in the 2000s.
You've been in that.
Actually, last year was my return of the league. So try again. I was out the league for 3 years. So try again.
But you've been in that
so
league.
try again.
But you've been in that
so
league
try
longer
again.
than me. But you've been in that league longer than me.
Barely. I was on a whole nother different email, and that was like 5 years ago, and I only played for like 2 years.
That's why.
And I was mid as fuck.
That's
So
still,
there you go.
That's still 2 years longer than me.
Still.
But you lost.
I'm 3-1 versus you.
But you have no chips. You have no chips.
And honestly, bro, that league has changed like 7 times, even though Barry maintains that it's the longest active league. I'm like,
There
dog,
we go.
like half the recurring characters have changed. Can you really say that it's still the same fucking show?
I need you.
Or is it really a spinoff?
Is it Uchiwali or One Mike? I need you to just win the league first before you like keep talking shit.
Nah,
to
bro,
me.
I need you to beat me first.
I've already beaten you once.
One time in
I only
the
needed
auto
the
draft
one.
league.
I only
You
needed
beat
the
me
one.
in the auto draft league. And you beat me by like half a point off of some bullshit.
Is a win a win?
You
only
beat
beat one time in all the years that you've played fantasy against each
No,
other?
we
I
only played last
him
year.
1 year
only played last year.
Oh, okay.
in 2 leagues.
I was retired for a little bit. I only played FanDuel for like 4 years.
But my point is, he's talking shit to me in a league. I went 12-2.
I don't even know what that means.
I went 12-2 and won a chip.
Never played FanDuel.
No, I played. It was a fantasy
It's
league.
daily fantasy.
I went 12-2, and my only loss was to him and one other
So
person.
every week you get a new team, basically.
I tried to download FanDuel and they're like,
I can't do it.
and I was like, and so I.
Well, because it's not because it's different in every state depending on your gambling rules.
Right, but like, how did you work it out? If whatever.
Well, FanDuel is legal here. The actual FanDuel game is legal here. The FanDuel Sportsbook is not legal here. You can't download that app here, but you can download the regular FanDuel. You can gamble
You can
and
on it though, like you can gamble in the app in California and it doesn't care.
no, you're playing money in a contest just like Prize Picks. It's a game of skill, quote unquote, not
Yeah,
a game
because
of chance.
Prize Picks is definitely gambling, but they like disguise it and they say it's like a fantasy app. Quote
Well,
unquote.
that's what it means. Is it's a game of skill, not a game of chance. So you can wager in a game of skill because it's like a video game versus game of chance is something that you don't really control. Which honestly, it's still gambling, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, like then why can't you do blackjack? Because people would argue that blackjack is skill as well.
I mean, you can do blackjack, but there's restrictions around it.
Casinos in LA, and I'm kind of confused. Like, how does that work? Like, why do I see?
That's
like,
what I'm saying. There's contingencies around it.
I don't know.
Contingencies?
Yeah. Dude, this state is so fucking confusing with its laws. I still haven't had it. Like, I still don't.
I'm
have
pretty
the
sure it
full-
has something to do with reservations. I'm pretty sure it has something.
Well,
I'm
that
pretty
one-
sure those casinos are paying off.
There's reservations in California, huh? I
Wait.
didn't even know that. I
Wait,
thought they were-
seriously?
I
You
thought-
didn't
Wait,
know
are you
that?
being serious?
You're serious right now?
Are you fucking around?
No.
You know there are like
I thought-
indigenous.
Yeah, there's hella reservations. There's reservations in like Palm Springs. There's reservations in like closer to Nevada, like the Needles
past
area.
Barstow and shit.
There's reservations
Going
like
to the Bay.
north, like then Klamath, Six Rivers, like Humboldt. I'm telling you, you and your fiance need to fucking travel outside of LA and drive up to California because it's
That's
totally
right.
different.
You can't do it in one day, but
It's a whole different shit up there.
What tribes? Like what?
I don't know.
a multitude of tribes.
There's a lot. There's
But
many.
that's the thing is that like that's why it doesn't make sense to
It's
me.
not
is
like
because
Oklahoma where it's a one concentrated group of tribes. Like no, it's tribes
that's
scattered
not-
all over the
it's not like
place.
that in Oklahoma. Like the entire basically like 60% of Oklahoma is reservations, but they're allocated kind of to different tribes. Like it's majority Cherokee, but like there's a lot of different ones.
Yeah, I'm part Cherokee. My grandmother is like 50% Cherokee.
Back during the I have some Cherokee in me too. Obviously, Oklahoma.
$5 Indian. No, I'm just playing, but not
like-
playing.
But I mean, maybe like Apache, possibly, because I know that all the Apaches got kicked out of Oklahoma. So
I
maybe
don't
they
think
had-
so. I
Did
don't
it
think they're
go
Apache.
west?
A lot of people got scattered.
They have their own different tribes. Like I know in Santa Barbara's, there's Chumash. There's a bunch.
I mean, shit.
Weird.
There were Seminoles that went down to Mexico. So black
Well,
Seminoles.
I know that there's a
Dismal
large.
Swamp.
I know there's a large. How do I say it? Native American population in Florida as well, but I just
Yeah.
didn't know that they came this far out west. I guess I just
They
never
were
really-
here.
They were literally here. Like they were treaded on.
They were the ones. They were the ones fighting the fires.
it was
Well,
a
not
mixture.
fighting the fires. They were the one controlling the fires.
And it was a
That's
mixture.
that's a big thing in the Native community. They don't fight fires.
Did y'all have a California state history class in school?
Kind of, not really.
They half-assed
Fourth
it.
grade.
They brushed over a lot of shit.
Fourth grade.
In Texas and Oklahoma, their state history is like required to graduate school there. And like we learned about it. I learned about it 2 different times, but they never talked about the California natives. It's weird.
Yeah. Now they're saying that slavery was involuntary. Like everybody just fucking volunteered like it was a pit, like it was a potluck. So
I
You
think
know.
Kanye ruined everything.
now I blame the Texas school books because that's where all that shit's based out of.
Because that's where it started.
Hmm?
Texas stole Florida's entire flow, like with the taking out of all of like the subjugation that black folk faced and all that. Like Texas just stole the flow from Florida.
And they don't hype up enough like European people who actually came over here as immigrants and then became white. That's another.
Well, they do have their white immigrants. Like they fuck with like Irish people and stuff.
But then Irish became white. Irish were lower than black people, lower than dirt. So it's like it's fucking weird.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, is that people that in the 2010s or whatever, they don't realize that because they're white, and so they don't equate that because they're not familiar enough with American history to realize that Irish people were treated like dirt.
And schools just don't teach curriculum. Like they teach shit to pass you through, and also these kids aren't getting homework. I know they're not getting homework. I see how they fucking type on social media. You're not getting homework. You're just not.
California has like a much better education system than most states in the union,
And it's
So you
still shitty. That's the thing. It's still shitty. There's stuff that like when I was in my I remember my senior year we were like econ and government, and we were like, I'm like, why didn't we learn about this shit in the second grade? Because like
learned
there are
about
whole
econ
documentaries
second
about shit.
grade?
Hmm?
Oh, what? Econ in second grade?
No, I said in some places they would teach you like fundamentals of economics, but they're not going to teach you like all that shit. But I'm saying in high school, I was
I
like,
don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm saying in
bro.
high
You're still
school-
learning plus and minuses in second grade.
no,
You don't even learn multiplication until
You're,
third grade.
you're not
bro.
even. You're missing my point. What I'm saying is,
I think
I
you're talking out
said
of your
my
ass. I
senior
think
year of
that's the
high school.
point.
No, I said my senior year of high school. I'm like, why did you not teach us this shit in like the second grade? Like
Oh,
you could have been
okay.
teaching us this history
Yeah, we didn't get that from
like,
what you said.
decades ago. Well, yeah, sorry. Like we could have been learning this basic shit like while we were learning math. You could have taught me like economics while I was fucking doing math. Instead, you waited like a dumbass. And it's like, how many people were prevented from becoming millionaires because they weren't taught this shit? I mean, it's just It's fucked up. Like they even did a study. They're like, white people who aren't college graduates make like 3 times as much more than fucking high school than like black college graduates. Like we're still behind regular working white people.
3 times as much?
Yeah. It's like a debt ratio too. Like we have more debt than them. They have more disposable income.
But a lot of that goes to insurance. A lot of that is product insurance.
It's a lot of fuck shit.
This woman, she hired 2 white men and 2 black men to go through job interviews, and one white man was just like a white guy. Like it was pre-set up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So one white man was like a well-employable guy with like a good resume, and his how do I say, like matriculation statistics were set up against the other 3, with the other white man being a felon. And then they had 2 black men, one with identical statistics to the non-felon white man, and then one black man with statistics identical to the felon white man, and to see how they all did with their matriculation rates and trying to get jobs and stuff. And the well-employed and well-resumed black man had a lower matriculation rate than the felon white man.
Yep. That's usually how it works. That's why it's like, one, that's why I don't give a fuck about Dianne Feinstein. And also, what's her face? There's a couple of LA politicians who just fucking been in government for way too long. And it's like, all the districts you're in, the kids can't read. How the fuck are you still here? But that's education for you. That's why, like, the big cities, they'll tell you, like, oh, here's how it is. But then when you're in, like, if you're in a small town, you come from a small community, and you don't know, and then everybody's like, well, I thought this was the truth, and I thought that was the truth. And it's like, no, the truth is, none of us are rich, and we didn't go to really rich-ass private schools, so we don't get this information until later in life, where it's like a formality, and we can't really do shit about it.
Moving on. Wasn't even listening. I was in my own fucking wormholes.
Yeah.
It was super deep. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
I didn't listen to a word Kenny was saying. I was reading like 3 different things.
I don't know. You were cooking though. I was listening. You had it. But on a
Pete's definitely on a deep dive on like 3 different things we talked about.
On a lighter note, moving on to take our tangent, Justin Jefferson, he tied the NFL record for the fastest to work up to 5,000 receiving yards.
Just wait till my boy Puka resets that. No, I'm just fucking playing. Talk about dick riding. Shout out to Rams fans. The only thing fucking...
Someone explain it to me, because I've seen
9 yards a catch.
Puka guy, but I just don't understand.
He went to be
like a random guy who's like done well, I guess.
He's not random.
Okay, here's the thing.
He's just a rookie.
He's a rookie. He went to Washington. He's like a later round pick. He's like a 5th or 6th round pick.
I think he's a 5th round pick, yeah.
So random 5th or 6th round pick.
Puka's a possession receiver, right? When he in high school, I think he was the number 1 receiver in the country, or like at least in California. He was like one of the top 5 receivers in the country coming out of high school. He went to Washington. Then he didn't work out at Washington, so he transferred to BYU. And then
I think the other reason why Rams fans are premature ejaculating on themselves is because of Cooper Kupp.
He's a possession receiver, and he does the same thing.
Both Cooper Kupp being out, and also the fact that Cooper Kupp was a mid-round pick. I think that's what's making them super excited. They feel like they feel like lightning has struck twice.
But he's averaging like 8 yards. He's averaging like 8 yards a catch. Which is
but he's on pace to have the 212 best season ever.
He's on pace to have 212 catches. But he's averaging 8 yards a catch.
Is he on a team? I like in our league? I don't even know.
Yeah, someone picked him up.
Somebody picked him up for sure.
I've seen
We're in a league with like 4 Rams fans. I promise you. Someone has.
I heard he's the top fantasy performer this year so far.
So far. I wasn't expecting him to go off against the Niners like that at all.
The Niners.
Yeah, he went off against the Niners. He had like 15 catches for like 147 yards.
Honestly, though, Stafford's been in his bag too. I mean, he hasn't been blowing people away with his stats, but if you watch him play, he's playing really well.
Some of his best ball, like after Calvin Johnson left, he's been playing like that.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And Tutu Atwell's been getting in too. So, I mean, it's like when you're not...
Jefferson's just kind of slipping through the cracks.
Because he's not a true number one. He's just another possession guy.
Oh, he didn't practice today. Is he hurt?
I mean, a lot of guys
I think he's been banged up for a couple weeks now. But
he's expected to be good for Monday.
they've been talking about Robinson taking his spot.
Who?
DeMarcus.
Oh, shit. He is on the Rams again. Yeah, I mean, Puka's averaging like 8 yards a catch, so I can't really respect that. If you're a receiver, you're not averaging like...
I mean, you said the same thing about Cooper Kupp.
No, but he got better. No, that's the type of routes he was getting. They were making him run fucking shallow crosses and shit, stick routes. When they started letting him run deep posts, they're like, oh shit, this dude actually is great after the catch.
No, you were still ragging on him until... You were basically ragging on him until he got the Triple Crown.
Nah.
You were literally fucking Cooper Kupp's number one hater.
54-51 game, I shut up.
Bro,
forever.
even just last week, you were hating on Cooper Kupp for like 30 minutes.
Last week you were talking
Yeah, exactly. You were literally
I wasn't hating on Cooper Kupp.
Bro, you said Jordy Nelson was better than
Jordy
him,
Nelson,
bro.
it was better than Cooper Kupp. Fuck out of here, bro. Jordy Nelson was better.
We went over this.
To past
Jordy
legends.
Nelson got the ball force fed to him way more and never had a Triple Crown. And won just as many Super Bowls.
Do you want to go... Actually, do you want to go back and look at who was playing during Jordy Nelson's time? And also, Sean McVay's offense was different than Mike McCartney's offense. So...
What does that mean?
Let's relax. It was more way more balanced. It was way more balanced.
Sound like you're copping a plea.
It was way more, but the Packers offense was way more balanced. They had Ryan Grant. They had all kinds of 1,000-yard rushes.
Yeah, okay.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Bro, you tripping. You tweaking. Y'all really not respecting the greatness.
Bro, I'm telling you, this dude had...
Jordy Nelson was cold, and y'all really
Cooper Kupp never had 150 targets in his life, bro.
I never disrespected Jordy Nelson. I know he's cold. I know he's him.
I'm talking about Pete.
I love Jordy Nelson.
Pete don't fuck with Jordy Nelson for some reason, and I don't understand.
I never said that. I'm just not going to dick ride him.
I'm not dick riding.
I'm not going to say he's better than Cooper Kupp.
I'm telling you, Cooper Kupp wouldn't have put up the numbers.
There's people who think Cooper Kupp's a Hall of Famer. I'm not one of those people, but those people exist.
That's dick eating.
Yeah, that's dick eating.
That's a sausage party.
All right, next one.
That's too much. Jesus. The subject is closed.
So, yeah, I don't even know if we said anything, but yeah, congrats to Justin Jefferson, I guess. Aaron Rodgers found some experimental treatment, some super forward experiment on his Achilles to try to return to play prior to the quote unquote playoffs, as if the Jets are going to make it in the first place.
Ouch.
So he could lead them to some type of like postseason miracle, like some weird Carson Wentz shit.
Maybe the reverse Carson Wentz.
Or sorry, yeah, you know what I mean. The Nick Foles, sorry.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So the Taker tangent is on his return, or on the actual experimental surgery?
I didn't know where to put it. I didn't want to put it in touchdown and turnover because
I'll help you out. He needs to.
It's worth talking about.
It's a touchdown if he gets in touch with the dude who.
We're not doing touchdown or turnover. It's not touchdown or turnover.
I know, but I'm going on a tangent.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. This is only successful if he hits up Rey Mysterio's doctor and the doctor who did Kobe's fucking knee procedure. You got to hit up that dude, and you got to hit up Rey Mysterio's doctor, because Rey Mysterio tore up his knee a couple times, and he's like 50. And he looks like...
But this is Achilles. This is a different part of the body.
Don't matter. That blood spinning shit or whatever treatment they can use on his foot, they can do the same shit in a different part of his body. That's all I'm saying. They might have to take some muscle out of his ass and put it in his leg.
I think he might want to hit up J.K. Dobbins. Wait, who returned? Was it Cam Akers who returned from Achilles really fast?
Might have been Cam.
Yeah, it was Cam, I think.
It definitely wasn't Dobbins.
Yeah, it wasn't Dobbins. Or was it or did Dobbins come back from a knee?
That was
One of
getting
those
back from
guys,
the knee.
I think it was Cam. One of those guys came back super fucking fast from a
Yeah.
serious injury.
Robin last year was season ending. I know that for a fact.
I'm hitting up Rey Mysterio's doctor ASAP. Because that motherfucker is timeless. And I'm hitting up Kobe's doctor who did the blood spinning.
All right, next one.
Did y'all hear about how the Jets apparently reached out? This is rumors, obviously, but the Jets might have theoretically reached out to Tom Brady to try to get him to come replace Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, they declined any reports of that, but
Also, the Kirk Cousins trade. That's also false,
I'm
too.
kind of like, so I don't know. Obviously, I'm a Tom Brady
Homer?
truther.
I don't want to say dick rider, but
Birther?
You're a truther.
truther, yeah. Like paying
Disciple?
attention to his podcast stuff and whatnot, but like they kind of had a little bit on it, asking him like what happened, and he was acting really coy about it. But it was obvious, like it was insinuated that they like hit him up, and he said no, which is crazy. Like, can you actually imagine him tormenting the league another year?
I don't even think he's in
Thank
shape for
God
that.
He said no because I don't think I would have been able.
He lost
to, like,
it. He ain't
physically
got it.
handle him playing for the Jets.
He ain't got it no
I don't-
more.
I don't think he's in shape like that. And I'm not even just talking like physically. I'm talking like mentally. Like, I don't think he's in the point of where he's at. Because, I
Bro,
mean,
he's Tom Brady. Like,
yeah, but that's what makes him Tom Brady. That's what he's talked about is like his mental preparation and planning. And like he has phases to every year. And like it's a ramp up for him. So like to just throw him into the game in the second quarter, like he's not that guy. Like he's the guy who calculates and plans and prepares for everything and just goes out and executes.
I think he is that guy. He's any guy.
I don't think so. I think his mind is elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like he's out here mentoring more people than he ever has. Like
Shadur Sanders.
he's talking to the public more than he ever has. Like his headspace is in a totally different place than it ever was when he was playing.
Nikki,
definitely
let it
agree.
go.
I
He's
do
not
think
coming.
Bro,
Let it go. Let it go.
I'm not letting anything go. I didn't grab onto anything because I'd rather stick 9-inch nails through each one of my eyelids than watch Tom Brady type in the New York Jets.
That was a bar. That was a bar. I love the Eminem callback.
Oh my God, you got that?
Yes.
You-
Hi, kids.
But I would rather die than watch Brady put on a green and white jersey. That sounds disgusting to me. And I do agree that his headspace is not in the right way, but I mean, like, I just thought it was interesting nonetheless, you know?
It's not gonna happen though. Just so you know, to taper your expectations.
I mean, I think even the last 2 years, like he's proven that he can't just get by on raw talent anymore. Like he needs shit around him and he needs things to go his way. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like it's
I mean,
53.
Like any other quarterback in the league,
Exactly.
yeah.
Nah,
Exactly.
nah. Brady got the benefit of the rules more than anybody. Let's be honest.
But I'm
The
just
refs had his
saying,
back
like,
more
I don't
than
think it's
anybody.
fair. I don't even think it's fair if I were a Tom Brady stan to like even expect him to come in and have like play meaningful football, considering like,
I mean, he'd do better
What
than
we
Zach
last saw him.
Wilson, that's for sure.
I mean, that's not saying a lot.
I mean, it's really not.
It's not
He'd
saying a
do
lot.
better than any free agent quarterback on the market that they're looking at right now, I think.
I don't know.
Who?
I'd say maybe not even RG3. He might outdo Kaepernick. As
Kaepernick ain't got no
Kaepernick, who
sauce.
hasn't taken a
Kaepernick
hit.
runs for like a 15-yard.
Kaepernick, who hasn't taken a sack in like 8 NFL seasons, yeah, I think he'd do better than Kaepernick.
I mean, he would just get a handoff. Kaepernick would just get a QB draw, break 15 yards. All right, cool.
Kaepernick, you know that like glass bones and paper skin meme from SpongeBob?
I mean, I think the thing is like with
That dude was always a strider though.
Cam, like he's going to move the ball. It's not going to be pretty. He might not score a lot, but he's going to move the ball.
It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly as fuck.
With Carson, you don't know if he's going to move the ball, but you know he's going to throw picks, and he might throw a few cool bombs, and you're like, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
Yeah.
So, like, if you can control that in a team that has a lot of weapons, like, you could still win with either one of those guys. I think you just have to reel them in. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Tom Brady was barely a divisional quarterback last year on a solid Tampa Bay team. So like,
I mean,
I don't know. Like, I can't expect him to come in and be better than that. Like, that's his ceiling in my mind.
the ceiling is making what? The second round of the playoffs as a fucking 44-year-old.
But like, that's the highest ceiling. Like, that's the high end.
That's best case scenario.
That's best case scenario.
Why is Tom Brady's bar 15 ticks ahead of everyone else's?
Because he has more Super Bowls than
And he
everybody
hasn't
else's.
prepared. He's not prepared.
I
feel like it's worse to expect him to come in and win a Super Bowl or take you to a championship. Like,
You're spoiled.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying, in my experience as a TB12 truther, like whenever Tom doesn't make an AFC or I guess an NFC championship or a Super Bowl, like it's deemed as like a season failure for him, and that's crazy because no one else has held up to that standard. Like,
I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is,
he got kicked out in the divisional
That's the
round,
standard he wanted, though.
what I'm saying.
He ended his Patriots career on a pick. Like he left it. You mean he made it
six?
to the playoff? Like people never like give him the benefit of like, yes, like as a 41-year-old man on his last season with the Patriots, he brought them to the playoffs when they had no business being there. Like no one ever gives him the benefit of every other person.
What the fuck are you talking about? He's the owner of like 7 different teams and is still on ESPN every other day. What do you mean nobody gives him the fucking benefit of the doubt? We've been watching him get the benefit of the doubt for 20 years.
25 years,
He's
actually.
literally been caught in fucking cheating scams.
Literal
He's literally been called out as a fucking ain't shit dad. And he's been called out as a bad teammate and a fucking crazy health fucking cultist, and like we still give him the benefit of the doubt. So the whole we don't give Tom Brady the benefit of the doubt.
He's a worse health cultist than Rodgers.
Man. This motherfucker don't even eat tomatoes, bro. He's got propaganda
ice cream.
against tomatoes, bro.
What
Come
the
on.
fuck is avocado ice cream?
He's trying to cancel tomatoes.
I get it if you're a heart patient, but
I said the benefit of every other quarterback in the league. I'm talking about
The point that I'm making is
you're moving the goalposts.
at the highest,
the goalposts moved.
the highest you could expect a 44-year-old quarterback to come in cold is a divisional game. What I'm saying is, if you manage Carson Wentz or Cam Newton, you can probably get into the wild card. So we're talking about a game difference, maybe 2. That's what I'm saying when you say, oh, he's much better than everyone else out there. Like, is he really? Is he a game or 2 difference? Sure.
Because right now Stafford is the standard for old quarterbacks.
But is that even worth all the distraction? Is that even worth all the things that he's going to have to go through to get ready? Like, is he ready for that? Like, New York is not Tampa, bro. Like, New York is not Tampa.
I'm not even close to pushing that. Like I said, I don't agree with that. I just don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it would happen. I wish against it. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, some of the stuff like that, like talking about him, like the best he could do is a divisional round. It's like, it's hard to hear that and not like, I mean, when's the last time the Jets made it that far? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like that's
realistic. And they made 4 AFC championship games in a row, and they would have won one had they not gone through a series of fucking bullshit themselves.
I know. I'm just saying that I feel like Tom is kind of held to a little bit of a higher standard sometimes when he doesn't.
The only person doing that is you. I'm giving you realistic standards, and you're like, wow, I can't believe you're downplaying Tom Brady's greatness. Like, you're the one hyping him up.
You're moving the goalposts. That's crazy.
It's like you're framing it in a negative light, like, oh, like the division round the best, and it's like that's amazing, like that's exceptional to get there in those.
Sure, as a Raider fan, I would love if Tom Brady took me to the divisional round. Yes, I would fucking love that. I would love to win one fucking playoff game this fucking decade. Sure, I agree with you. I'm a fucking Clipper and a Raider fan. You don't have to talk about how important a fucking playoff win is.
And
to
he's
me.
a Padres fan. Don't forget that.
I'm with you. There's only one team that wins, and
the
fan. Market share of teams that have won a championship are much more skewed to fucking Boston, New York, and LA, and that's just the facts. But people don't like to talk about that because That doesn't serve fucking cable sports talk narratives. Like, they want to talk about championships because that's easy show fodder. They don't want to talk about the fact that the teams that win championships are the same teams.
I mean, it's the kind of Alabama vibes.
I mean, yeah, it is. But yeah, I just don't think it's fair to expect Tom Brady to just come out of nowhere and get you a title. Like,
No, I agree with you. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't think it's fair, is what I'm saying. Like, we're on the same page, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe I got too defensive.
just a little bit, just a smidget.
Just the itty bit. You know, I gotta be there because, you know, it's not like literally everyone else is all the time, you know?
Okay, yeah, it happens. It's like a nerve that hurts.
It's just I'm so used to defending him. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where it's just like a aggravated dog backed into a corner, just ready to.
It's kind of what Braun sexuals do when they defend LeBron.
Sexuals.
It's cognitive dissonance. Yes.
All right, man. Let's speed this up. I still gotta go to the gym.
Oh, now you gotta go to the gym.
What? Bro,
Yeah,
why?
all day to go to the gym.
What do you mean? I haven't gone today. I need to go to the gym.
Oh, I went to the gym at 6:30 a.m. this morning prior to going to work. Worst decision of my life. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know why you did that.
I like going in the gym in the morning.
That's perfect in the mornings.
Like, I knew I'd find an excuse to not go after the gym. Like, oh, I'm wearing makeup or I'm tired or whatever. And so I went before and I wanted to kill myself the entire time. And then I was like exhausted the entire day. So I'm super happy for being productive.
Take that Tom Brady diet though.
Something like that. Okay. So let me see. Where were we?
We're on the Vikings in Madison.
The Vikings, Madison. He calls out racial slurs directed at him on social media after last week's Thursday night football.
So the crazy part is the Vikings issued a statement defending him, saying, you know, fans shouldn't be saying that. But then traded for Cam Akers like 5 days later. So it's kind of nasty work.
The absolute disrespect.
Kenny?
Racism has always existed. A lot of these fans
Plays in Minnesota.
A lot of these fans ain't shit. Minnesota is very racist.
Fantasy's down bad.
If you know, you know. And I'm not surprised. That's why the state of Minnesota never wins anything sports-wise, because its fans are shit. They don't deserve happiness. T-Wolves fans.
I don't know. KG
Vikings
loves
fans,
their fans.
Minnesota Twins.
KG loves their fans.
He left, didn't he?
He went back twice.
When they were asked to be a mentor and collect a paycheck.
No, he could have collected a paycheck anywhere.
I said to be a mentor and collect a paycheck.
Yeah, he wanted to go back there. He wanted to leave Minnesota in a better state.
On good terms. And did that happen? No.
Yeah, he did.
Nah, they still underwhelming. Cat's still kind of soft.
Next one.
If Cat had KD.
All right, next one. We don't need your basketball takes right now.
I'm saying, if Cat had KG's mentality, it'd be over.
I know
People think KD's soft.
I know this one might strike a nerve, but
say KG.
Let's try to be a little how do I say unbiased, okay? So the Saints, for the first time since 2013, which I find fucking insane, for the first time in 10 seasons, an entire decade, the Saints are 2-0, which under Derek freaking Carr, they find a way to get 2-0.
He's not the reason
you
they
owe
won.
you owe us push-ups for even putting this on the fucking rundown.
Damn,
You owe us push-ups.
Why you hit my ankle with that?
Dog, that's the ugliest fucking 2-0 I've ever seen in my fucking life.
And none of the wins are attributed to him.
No, they found it.
He beat the fucking Panthers and the Titans in fucking field goal exchanging games. Like,
let's talk about how the
Panthers
are
almost
0-2.
won that game. It came down to the fourth quarter. Like, don't let the score fool you. And as we alluded to earlier, this is the only man that will fucking be great at getting you into the 10-yard line and then fucking not score a touchdown, bro. Like, that's what he majored in. That's literally his major. So, like, I don't care. I think Jameis should still be playing.
Jameis should be
And
the
I think
starter.
Carr should keep the Raiders' name out of his fucking mouth and stop talking about them because, bro, Nobody cares. It's over. We dealt with this shit for 10 years, bro.
Like you do care though, the way you're talking about it.
Nah, we don't.
It's more of like, bro,
The world is saying we've been dealing with.
We broke up with you, and you keep going back on this
But now you're
like.
doing better with a new man.
Not really though. We've been
They
2-0 plenty of times.
they
We've
just
been
have a better
3-0
defense.
plenty of times.
12-4.
The thing with Carr you got to worry about is November and December. Those cold weather games when his fucking little hands start fumbling, when he's hurt and doesn't feel like stepping up and running for a 3rd and 3,
When he throws the ball away on 4th and fucking goal.
when he fumbles on the goal line.
When he gets caught from behind by Jeff fucking Heath.
You know, Derek Carr leads the league in fumbles lost since he came into the league.
By a wide margin. I mean, Josh Allen's throwing the most picks, but Carr got the most fumbles.
So yeah, when they're still alive in November and December, even then, I'll just say it's because they play in the fucking NFC South. But the point is, broke up with him, and he's going back and forth on this, like, yeah, what we had was great, but also, like, I'm doing better now. But then, like, why do you keep fucking talking about what we had, bro? Like, if you're so happy, stop talking about the fucking past,
we
bro.
had the most losses in the NFL.
Nobody's thinking about you, my boy.
We had the most losses
You
in
never
the
even
NFL.
lost a fucking playoff win.
You didn't have a playoff appearance.
Yeah, you did.
No, he didn't. He didn't play in that playoff game. Connor Cook did.
You want to try again?
He didn't get hurt in that
You want
playoff
to try
game.
again?
He got hurt against...
Come on, Kenny. Come on, Mr. Sportico. Come on, Mr. NFL Network. You're better than this.
He's only been to one
Think about
playoff.
it.
They've only been to one
Think
playoff
about
game.
it. Think about it. Come
They've only been
on.
to one playoff
Come
game.
on, Kenny. Think.
The year they went
Think,
12-4.
Really?
What
I'm going to give you 10 seconds
other
to
year
correct.
did they make the
1,
playoffs?
2,
Under Carr?
3, 4,
Carr
5,
has never
6,
played in an NFL
7,
playoff game.
8, 9, 10. All right, you just inherited Nikki's push-ups now.
No, all right, whatever.
They lost to the Bengals the year the
No,
Bengals went to the
it's
Super
the next
Bowl.
person.
Oh, shit.
Yep, you just inherited Nikki's push-ups. So there you go.
Oh, I totally forgot about that bum-ass loss that he threw away to a dude the Raiders passed on in the draft.
When he stepped out of bounds.
Oh, no, in the fourth. No, that was like 4th and 2 when he threw it right to fucking Jermaine Pratt, who the Raiders also passed on.
No, I'm talking about the one where he threw it and they ruled it out of bounds, but it was not really out of bounds.
But I'm saying he threw a pick to end that game.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they would have got that play, then they would have scored and there would have never been no pick.
Yeah, that's true. But
And the game would have been over.
I think I blacked that game out of my mind on purpose to protect myself and my feelings. Because I was outraged that day. Thanks for reminding me.
Let's move on to your Monday night.
Patriots were 0-2. Let's talk about that.
Moving in that same sense, on the opposite sense,
It's on the rundown.
The New England Patriots. No, you were on it. The New England Patriots are
0-2
0-2
for the first time since 2001.
since 2001. And for those of you uneducated folk, 2001, we won the Super Bowl that year.
Cheated in the Super Bowl that year. Legally
Keep
did.
guzzling that haterade, bro. Keep guzzling.
No, like legally. Like you legally cheated.
I mean, the whole thing was, weren't you sending us Mac Jones propaganda?
you hella Mac Jones propaganda. You're the Church of Mormon over here.
You want me to produce some more Mac Jones propaganda?
Why don't you
I'll
produce some
continue.
fucking offensive line wide receiver
And high
propaganda?
key, if they continue to lose, I'll just say that
They get Caleb Williams. I'm
there's a
gonna fucking
conspiracy
vomit.
for them to get Caleb Williams.
I will fucking vomit. I will swear off
Absolutely
football.
not. If
And then somehow
Why'd you become a huge
and then
USC
somehow
fan?
Mac Jones will end up with the Raiders for a fucking 7th round pick.
behind the
And you better keep
behind
that
the
same
scenes-
energy if Mac Jones comes and is a Raider next year.
And the savior, and then Nikki will be like, "Oh my god, I think I like USC now." Because Caleb
what?
Williams. If Caleb Williams becomes a Patriot, I swear to God, Nikki. I swear to God.
Okay, two things super fast. I don't want to drag this out. I want to move on. So two.
Ooh, there's producer Nikki.
You just hit a button?
I don't want. First off, I've never ever held super deep seated malice with Caleb Williams. I didn't agree with his decision. I thought it was a bitch decision.
Oh, we have Your Honor, she's lying.
Oh, you are lying on the record.
No.
I forgot about the Raiders playoff game.
I
You
have
just straight up
receipts.
lied.
I have so many receipts. I can put them
We
all
do
up.
too. It's called audio.
I I didn't agree with his decision. I thought it was a bitch decision. I thought it was a cowardly decision, but I understood it because at the end of the day, Lincoln Riley recruited him and
Wait a minute.
promised him the world. No, let me cook. I'm almost done. Promised him the world, and I understood why he made the decision that he did, even though he left in the dead of night like a little pussy, moving around telling people, "Oh, I'm not gonna leave, I'm not gonna leave," and then he fucking fills the fucking moving truck up at 2:00 in the morning on a Sunday morning to leave before anyone notices that he left. Like what?
I mean, they did break into his head coach's house and taunt his children.
No, that was proven to be false.
That came out his mouth. That came out of Lincoln Riley's mouth.
It was proved to be false by the Oklahoma Norman Police Department. There is no reports of that.
The good old boys?
Very false. Anyways, I think it was a bad decision. I don't agree with his decision.
It was a pussy decision and a cowardly decision.
However, he is not a child, but like he is a young adult trying to do the best for what is his NFL career. I cannot blame him for what he did because he knew Oklahoma was a sinking ship. I think he would have been fine at Oklahoma. I think he would have done great under Brent Venables. Oklahoma still has a 3 times better recruiting class 2 years in a row than USC. So clearly we're doing a good job. He would have done fine.
Have you not fucking seen Zachariah Branch? Hold on. Now you're
wait a minute. Wait. No,
Man.
hold on. Let me just jump in real quick.
Joiner.
Let me jump in real quick. So wait, you just called a man a pussy, a bitch,
And a coward.
and
But
you're saying you have no malice.
No, I'm saying
No malice.
So what is malice to you? Like,
I don't.
The T-Track? Like, this is Drake hate.
I don't inherently hold disdain for Caleb Williams.
I don't know. That sounds
That
like a
sounds
lot
like
of fucking disdain.
That sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot of disdain.
I have no reason to lie. I promise you, I don't. I think he made a ton of bad decisions. I think they were cowardly decisions.
What the fuck?
Again, they were human being decisions.
This can't be a female thing. This has to be like a Oklahoma hatred thing.
No,
Because you literally just said he's a bitch, a coward, and he exited like a bitch and a
And you
coward
said pussy too.
and a pussy like 2 in the morning.
Okay. Guess what? I've been a bitch. I've been a coward before, and I've been a pussy before. But that doesn't mean I'm a bad person.
I don't. Oh, what?
So, people can do bad things. People can
My
make
brain
bad.
hurts.
People can do things that are not with good intention, but still are good people. Okay. He did a bunch of bad things that I don't agree with, but I don't hold malice against him as a person, even though I don't root for him anymore because I'm still salty about the way everything went down. Okay.
Did you just gaslight me and agree with me? What the fuck? Hey, this is why I'm not in a relationship. This shit right here will give me an aneurysm.
I swear to God, you can literally, like, I've talked about this with my USC staff people 100 times. Like,
They're going to keep you away from Caleb at all times.
This is 100% genuine in what I say. I don't hold malice against him. I wish the best for him.
But you don't.
He still has that OU DNA in him. He still would be playing for USC right now if Lincoln Riley wasn't the scum of the earth. Okay?
I mean, you playing for USC or OSU? I mean, OU.
Huh? He would still be playing for OU today if Lincoln Riley wasn't literally the worst. So,
are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure about that.
What if he transferred to Georgia? Would you still feel the same way?
What does that mean? Like, why would he transfer away from Oklahoma if Lincoln Riley didn't leave? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway,
She did it. Pete, I know you heard it.
No, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about because I promise I don't hold malice against him. I don't agree with a ton of his decisions.
This is worse than us talking shit about Derek Carr.
It sounds like you have malice, but you're just like hedging your bet.
You're passive aggressively not aiming it at him, but you're letting the buckshot off in his direction.
The Patriots would never pick up Caleb Williams, so I know that Caleb Williams.
You want to bet that?
I'll bet every dollar in my bank account that he'll never become a.
Hey, remember you said this.
I'll bet my left fucking pinky finger that he'll never become.
I don't need the pinky. I just need every last dollar in your bank account.
I swear to God, like, not hedging a bet, it is 100% genuine from my heart.
It's going to be a rough season for you, Nikki.
Moving on, I am a Mac Jones truther. Okay.
You don't even believe that. You laughed after you said it. You didn't even believe it.
No, because it's a nicer word for dick rider, I think. But yeah, I could say 100 million things about him. But first off, he's been playing so exceptional this year. better than he's
It's 2
played in
games,
all of
sis.
years
But they're
prior.
0-2.
It's 2 games, sis, and they haven't won.
0-2 against who? Against who, Kenneth?
The Dolphins.
Hey, I picked up Hunter
The
Henry.
Dolphins,
all
who are
right?
2-0.
So we'll see.
The
Against
Dolphins,
who?
who are 2-0.
Against who?
She called me by my first name. I heard that shit.
So we
Call
have
me
the
Kenneth.
Eagles, who I think they played in the Super Bowl last year, if I want to say, and we lost by what?
The Dolphins.
Inches?
Those are the Dolphins.
1 foot that didn't get in bounds.
You pitched it to an
On the goal
offensive
line?
lineman who went way too high in the first
One
round.
foot that didn't get on the goal line.
All right. Can you just make your point, please?
And then in the Dolphins, okay, so a couple of bad spots forced us to lose the game against another Super Bowl contender. Behind the Bengals, we are the best 0-2 team in the league.
Oh, God.
Arguably,
I mean, I could make the same argument for the Chargers. They
Yeah.
they also lost to the
our
Dolphins.
competition is way better than the Chargers because you really can't get better than the Eagles and the Dolphins.
They lost to the Dolphins and the Titans. The Titans match up well against them because they run the
Okay,
ball
and
well.
so the Dolphins, and then again, the people who were literally in the Super Bowl last year. So
And the Eagles don't look like they did last year, so I don't even know if you could say that.
okay. Nonetheless, we'll see how Sunday goes against the Jets.
You still
They're
dropped the divisional game. The Chargers haven't dropped a divisional game, so
That is
technically they're higher in the standings than you are.
Facts.
Okay,
Mathematically.
I mean, yeah, but that's just
you lost to a direct rival.
technicality because we played 2 extremely difficult
Isn't
opponents.
Tua like 8-0 against Bill Belichick teams? Or
Have you
5-0?
seen the Patriots schedule this year? Like, unironically,
No,
they might
Tua's
have
like
to-
never
Yeah,
lost
they
to-
actually. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Tua's never lost to Bill Belichick. I don't think he has.
All right, so let's move on to Monday Night Football and wrap it up. We can scrap fair or fade this week since it was mostly college football, anyways.
I mean, I think she already had the fade for Caleb Williams. So
It's literally all Coach Prime and like people talking shit about things. but
Yeah, I
it's
cut it.
literally all that's too far.
we already talked about
As
that.
far as Monday Night Football goes, we have the results from Week 1.
All right.
Pete had the Saints and the Browns, and so did Kenny, but Pete had the under on both, and Kenny had the over on both, which makes Pete our winner.
Yay.
Yay!
Fuck you, Kenny. Fuck the
I was
Steelers,
gonna go
too.
because I chose the Steelers to win. So
I just want to point out, beating me gets
All
other
right,
people.
so what's the matchup this week? We got Bengals, Rams.
this week we got for Monday Night Football. This week we got Eagles at Buccaneers.
Oh, we got another 2 for.
So Eagles are favored by 5.5. We got the over under at 46.5 points. I already know Kenny about to take these Eagles, but what's the over under?
I'm going to take the Eagles, and I'm going to take the over. I think this is the game where they kind of start putting things together and looking closer to last year. And I don't know. I just think the Eagles always beat the Buccaneers on Monday night. That's like one of those old school Monday night matchups, dating back to the old NFC Tony Dungy days.
Tony Dungy, Andy Reid. But yeah, Baker getting exposed.
Yeah, okay. They
Over,
said that
under.
2 weeks ago, but also
I got the over. I got the over.
All right, we're both taking the over in Tampa
Over?
Bay.
Okay, so
I
let's
mean,
see.
in Philly.
Eagles with the over.
Wait, I got you. Hold on. So if y'all both take the over and the same winner, I have a tertiary thing, okay?
Well, we could do the points outright. So what is the points outright? We could do final score.
I was just gonna do a fantasy over under, unless you'd rather do the points.
Whatever.
I'd rather
You
do
choose.
points.
I was gonna do a player that's up in the air specifically, so it would be a little more like.
Sure. That's interesting. Let's do it.
So for the benefit of myself, I suppose, let's do Baker Mayfield. He is projected at. I'm trying to see how many fantasy points he's projected at. You know what? He's projected at 230.5 passing yards. You want to do the over under on that?
I'm going to take the under.
Okay.
Their passing has been a little too good lately, and I feel like this is going to come back to the norm, as Baker usually does this for 2 game stints, and then falls back.
I'm taking the over because I think they're not going to be able to run the ball on the Eagles.
It's a good take.
So-
They're going to have to throw it.
And if they're down, they'll have to throw it as well.
Unless they're cowards.
The Eagles are on the road?
The over on Baker Mayfield? That's crazy. But yes, they are on the road.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey man, CJ Stroud threw for 384 yards
All
last
right.
week. Shit happens.
Rams and Bengals.
Goes over.
Wait, is it another doubleheader this week?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, pretty
I
sure.
got the Bengals with the over.
Oh, my bad. That's the reason I forced y'all to do the over-under on Mayfield is because I thought it was 1 week or 1 game.
No, it's fine. Still helps. It might be tie again, like last week. Because I think I am also going to take the Bengals because it's a must win for them and they're at home. But what's the spread? What's the point?
I will look that up.
It has to be plus 40 or plus
Bengals at
38.
Rams? We have. They're favored by 3. I'm trying to find the specific spread though.
I'll take it says -3, so the Bengals are favored. The Bengals are supposed to win by 3 at home, which is basically a push. And the over under is 44 and
Yes, over/unders 44. Bengals are favored by 3.
I got the Bengals with the over.
I'm going to take the under.
So the Bengals under.
Yeah.
Okay, Kenny.
Got the Bengals with the over.
Good deal.
All right, let's move on to the rants. Nikki, you want to go first? Talk about your week.
Yeah, sure. I think with the Monday night, I'm trying to see who I think has the better shot here. I'm thinking Kenny got it this week, but we'll see. I'm gonna hedge my bet on that one. As far as my week went, it was good so far. I mean, I just worked a lot. I guess I've been trying to apply to more jobs since the one that I'm currently trying to get a hold of is kind of gaslighting me into maybe acting like I'm going to get a position, but I'm not or something. I don't know. My hiring person, she like doesn't want to like just hire me, even though I'm clearly the person for the job, because there's a woman in the office who was kind of hired above her head and she hasn't been doing a great job so far. And so she wants to like triple, quadruple check me over or whatever. But I ain't got time for that. So I'm just going to get a different job in the meantime and kind of leave her high and dry. So I feel kind of bad, but then again, I don't, because I like money more than I like pleasing people. So hopefully she stops playing with me. But if not, I'm going to be getting a full-time job soon either way. So I will update y'all on that as it comes out.
Perfect. Kenny?
Interesting week. It's like working every Sunday, which is cool. I like that a lot. Really comfortable the second week. Pretty much in a groove. One of my coworkers came back from Japan this week. He's like, yeah, I got McDonald's like every day. They don't really have breakfast though, but they have like a lot of cool different options at the McDonald's in Japan. And then, like you said, his homeboy went to like Universal Studios, so we were chopping it up about that. It was dope. He had like a Stussy shirt from Japan. It was kind of dope. It was sick. Went to go visit my nephew the other day. It's funny. He threw like a huge hissy fit. He ate his fries, and then like he fell asleep mid tantrum. Like he was just fighting.
Sounds like you.
He was just fighting so hard not to fall
Sounds like
asleep.
you.
And I was on my sister's
Sounds like
bed,
exactly like you.
laughing my fucking ass off. I was fucking howling. I wish I would have took video of it. It was like so dramatic. Like if you could do this in an acting class, they would give you a fucking Oscar on the spot. Like it's just the look of like hurt and disgust in his face, but he just fell asleep with the fry in his hand. It was so cute. It was so dope. Every time I see that kid, it just warms my heart. just yeah, love my nephew. Yeah, mostly just trying to figure out why I still have this weird ass pain in the back of my knee from when I raced Pete. Still hurts. I think I fucked my shit up. Not gonna lie. And also, like, I don't sit in my desk as much. I stand up more. Trying to get like the blood flow going because for fucking ungodly reasons in the office, they just have to keep the air on so unbelievably cold, and that's really not good for you. Like for long periods of time. Oh yeah, and shout out to the security guard who like has like this stoic ass face, and he never like everybody in the newsroom is like onto it. Like he'll come in late nights. He'll never say like you could look him dead in the eye and say, "Hey, how's it going?" And he won't say anything back to you. He'll just keep walking. And then he'll close the door. As he closes the door, he makes eye contact with you, and then you're like, "Fuck!" Now I'm scared. So it's like, yeah. So we have this thing in the newsroom. Whatever door he comes through, if like, oh shit, if today's the day he might do something weird, we're yelling out Grinch. Like why? He's like, why'd you yell out? Why would you say Grinch? Because well, you know, Grinch doesn't play defense like that. And if he's on the offensive, you got to play some defense. So we yell Grinch every time we see him. But it's like, it's just weird. Like you could literally like stop him and say, "Hey, how's your day going?" And he literally won't say a fucking word. And he's dyed his hair like 3 or 4 times. I don't know, man. Security guards are weird sometimes. Other than that, I ain't got shit else. Pete likes Beauty and the Beast, and I still think that's weird.
All right. For me, it's been a somewhat crazy week. I had a big announcement this week. Didn't go that great. It's the first one I kind of had in a while that didn't go great. So I had to take that in stride. But it is what it is. It's kind of the game that I play every day. Outside of that, man, I feel like the lesson that I've kind of learned this past week is like, especially being single in my 30s is like, man, like you really can't settle. You really can't compromise. Like you really gotta like be honest with your intentions, be honest with what you want, and if someone's not on that same page or wave, like we don't have the same benefit of youth as we did in our 20s to just like fill it out or, you know, just go with it or just ride the wave, whatever fucking euphemism you want to use. And I feel like you definitely got to be a lot more intentional. And shout out to my boy Max, he pointed this out too. But with the way the economy's going, man, like I think both genders, sexes, etc., are all gonna get increasingly desperate. So I feel like you have to move accordingly, protect yourself, and like, you know, don't just, if you can't do it, don't do it. If you don't want to do it, like definitely don't do it. But like, you just got to stay true to yourself, your boundaries, your intentions, what you want, and just kind of be intentional. I think that's really kind of what I've learned in this kind of short stint of being single in my 30s. Yeah, so that's it. Touchdowns and Tangents. You can catch us on your favorite podcast app, touchdownsandtangents.com. Thursday nights at 8:30-ish. Shout out to X Squad affiliates. Shout out to FBC Radio. Shout out to everyone who fucks with us. Have a great week. Peace.
Peace.
Shit. Hold on. There we go. Say something.
Something.
Something.